Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 5 of Wizards and Warriors. I am one of your hosts, Friscopinball, aka Hadi. It's been a couple months since our last episode. There's been a lot of great tournaments. To end 2024, we had Pincinnati, we had the Winter Bash, and as we start this year, ready to fire, we've got INDISC coming up and the States. All those just wrapped up. Great competition. If you saw tons of people watching over the weekend on Twitch and other places, at one time I think it was like 1,000 concurrent viewers. So we are getting ready to grab our gear, head off to INDISC in lovely Southern California. Joe, how are you? What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? J-Land here. Yeah, everything's good, man. We just wrapped up NACS. We got States and, WNACS as well. So a lot to talk about today. Yeah,
exactly. And it's been a hectic holiday season. I was able to attend Pincinnati Winter Bash. Did not do well. Let's forget about it. But now it's time to grind those 2025 Whoppers. Speaking of Whoppers, congrats on making States. And for Virginia, how did you do? What'd you think?
Thank you. Yeah, I did all right. I think I finished 8th overall. It's a really tough field this year. I'm sure every year it's tough, but second time playing. Expectations were kind of high for myself, just because I, finished second last year and was hoping to kind of win it all, but it didn't happen. But no, we had a great winner, new player, Cam Harehi. He did a great job and he crushed. I think he lost 4 games total on the day on his way to victory. So yeah, it was very well deserved, and congrats to him.
That's awesome. Yeah, it is. It's going to be a theme we see as we discuss the winner of each state. Kind of their seeding too. A lot of upsets, a lot of new names.
Yep.
But yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you had fun. Glad you got the experience. Did you do states last year?
I did. Yeah, last year was the first time I competed. It's a really good tournament. Very intense. Head to head, similar to Expo. Best of 7.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's a good time.
It's a grind, but hey, you compete all year, and if you can make it into the state competition, it says a lot. So congrats, man. That's really cool. And now we get to head off to the biggest one of the year, in my opinion. I know Pinbird's back and it's doubled in size, but man, INDISC is such a beast, and we'll talk about the bank, and what we can expect there. But new pins kicked off this year. We've got Dungeons and Dragons from Stern Pinball coming out very soon. Their team of Brian Eddy, Dwight Sullivan, late January. New pins are always an exciting time, and it's always exciting for tournament time too, because you kind of see what's going to be added. We played a lot of Jaws. We've played a lot of some of the recent additions to everybody's pinball lineup, and it's been great. Foo Fighters has been a real winner, I think, as far as tournament play and newer pins. D&D is going to be exciting and no different. After that this year, we've got rumors of new pins such as Harry Potter, Cuphead, new Star Wars entry from John Borg, possible Toten remake from Pedretti. That would be cool. I've only played Toten a couple times in a tournament, and I haven't always held up well. But a new remake would be great. I did play the new Funhouse at the UK Open, and so that was cool to play. Medieval Madness remake from CGC, Alice in Wonderland from DPX. We've got Barrels of Fun pin number 2, hopefully by the time TPF is coming around in late March. We get that announcement. And then Spooky Pinball with Evil Dead later this year. That's just kind of a quick rundown of our little news segment we're going to put here. But for that, it's going to be an amazing year for competitive pinball. We hope you'll continue to listen to our thoughts and review of the tournament scene. Be sure to email us, wizardsandwarriorspodcast@gmail.com. If you want us to highlight one of your local tourneys, you want to come on and promote it, and maybe you want to highlight a local player or yourself. We're happy to speak to almost anyone about your local leagues, competitions, or if you want to highlight any up-and-coming rising star or even yourself. So with that said, this next segment is where we go and highlight all of the recent tournaments since our last episode. So we're going to go here. And there it is. This logo, I was going to, if I didn't have something to do, I was going to create a grid view of all the state tournaments and stream it. One reason I didn't want to do it, I don't want to, not that anybody would watch me over the actual stream, but I don't like the idea of taking viewers from the actual, it's almost like streaming, a football game that's playing on ABC or Fox or whatever, and then people go watch you to hear your commentary. I don't like that idea of it, but I thought it would be cool to have like a running ticker of something. So maybe I'll just put up a channel that has a running ticker of that's it. But I came up with the logo. I thought it was hilarious for some reason.
No, that's great, man. It looks awesome.
Yeah, I put in AI. I was like, give me a ESPN style logo for pinball. But anyway, so we're going to go through the states. I'll do a few and then you can do a few. But again, congrats to all the winners, the North American Championship Series, all the competitors. We had some really cool matches. It was just a great time. I really enjoyed watching some of the ones that I did. And some went long, some were quick, but we got some great winners in here. So starting with Alabama, the second seed, Braden Gentry. Congratulations on your win. And we should say, what do they get for their win in the state?
Yeah, an invitation to Nationals, which I believe is in Rochester this year, Rochester, New York, the RPC.
Yeah, good old RPC run by Bruce from the Slam Tilt podcast and some other individuals as well. I'm sure Zach and Ron help. Maybe they're all co-owners. I forget the dynamic, but make sure you check out the RPC. Pinmasters is going to be held there as well as Nationals. Also, make sure you listen to the Slam Tilt podcast. Great entertainment. So Alaska, we had David Elrod, the first seed. Arizona, John Schoppel, a really strong player as the second seed. And Arkansas, we had a 15th seed come from near the bottom of the standings. I don't think they're a super state. So super states have 24 seeds. Everybody else has 16. So Trenton Kent, congratulations.
Very nice. Picking up from there, California, Daniele Acciari, the 5th seed in California. Shout out Daniele. That's traveling all the way from, is it Italy?
Yeah, he's coming. I think someone said that he won. He came for the tournament and then obviously to go to INDISC this week. But he's not going to be participating in nationals. So,
oh wow,
yeah. So give me my cash. You can second place can go play in nationals.
Yeah, Johnny. I think is it Johnny Modica got second, so he'll probably take that spot there in Rochester for him.
Go watch the clips of that match because there's a funny ending.
Yeah, very unusual. Colorado, we got Dino Donovan Stepp is the 5th seed there. Connecticut, Connor Mulberry, congratulations. And then Delaware, we got Jason Zoller as the 6th seed, which you don't see very often.
Yeah, I know. He must have only played one tournament to get to 6th.
Yeah, right. And then we've got District of Columbia, Reen Hillbach-Barger. Congrats. It's a new champion for DC. So
that's awesome. Who was last year? Do you remember?
Reen. It was I know David Barber went to nationals, but Chris Newsom was the winner.
Gotcha.
Shout out Chris. Get well soon.
Yeah, you know what? I just watched a clip of Chris playing Flash Gordon because I was trying to see some tips for INDISC, and I think it was him playing at a Papa tournament a long ago, and his ball one was like 2 million or something. So.
Oh yeah, great player, been around for a long time. So
that's super cool. All right, so then Florida, we had Eric Stone, first seed. I think this is his 5th win in a row. So Eric, balling out. Congratulations, sir. That is crazy. 5 in a row. I'm pretty sure he'll be at INDISC, I think. But kudos, man. Georgia, Dalton Ely, another multi-state title winner as the 2nd seed. This is like his 4th in a row, I think.
I think this is also 5th for him.
5th? Okay, nice. Congrats, Dalton. Dalton Pinball, make sure you check him out on Twitch, .tv/Dalton Pinball. Really fun streamer, just dominating. And winner of last year's high stakes tournament at INDISC for a cool $15K. Hawaii, we had Craig Panuto, the 5th seed. Congratulations to our island champ. Idaho, Dwayne Smith, the 1st seed. Illinois, Z-Mac. No surprise there. I know he went up against Ray Day. And he blanked everybody. I think he went 4. I don't think he lost a game, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what they said in Ray Day's Discord. But Z-Mac is the first. Yeah, That's
Mr. INDISC right there.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Shout out Z.
Yeah, he's the reigning champ, right?
Yep.
Yeah, who was last year?
Won it 2 times.
It was Z-Mac, Tim Sexton. I forgot the other two.
I think Luke Nahorniak was in the top 4.
Luke, yes, that's right.
I'm blanking on the other, but
it was the European youngster.
Arvid?
Not Arvid, the other one.
Vigo?
Yeah, Vigo. I think it was Vigo.
Yes.
Yeah, so Z-Mac.
He's due. He's due for one. We'll see.
Yeah, I know, right? But a lot of tough competitors coming to INDISC, so bring your best A game, everybody, and we'll see how it shakes out. And then for Indiana, Josh Riggle.
Nice. Picking up from there, we've got Iowa, Cody McQuiston as the 1st seed. Kansas, Preston Pywell as the 4th seed. Kentucky, we've got Christopher DeWitt, also as the 1st seed. Louisiana, we've got Nick Muller. Maine, we've got Daniel Roan, the Roan Zone. This is the 4th seed. Shout out Daniel.
Nice.
Congratulations. And then Maryland, we've got Casey Fowler, the 2 seed, former IPFA Rookie of the Year.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
And new Maryland champion, so congrats to Casey.
Hey, that's a great progression there, right?
Yeah.
Massachusetts, we got Bowen Cairns, the 1st seed. Congratulations, Bowen, another multi-time winner. Played with him at Papa, a lot of fun. Played with him we played with him at TPF. Just really, really cool to watch, and a great guy. Michigan, Jared August, the 13th seed. I know he didn't play like the max number there, because as we'll check on Pincinnati later, very, very skilled top tier player. Congratulations, Jared. I think this is his 3rd in a row, if I'm not mistaken. And for Minnesota, Luke Nahorniak as your 2024 NACS winner. Mississippi, Steve Dobbins, the 4th seed. Missouri, Adam McKinney, the 4th seed. So congratulations to you two gentlemen. Montana, we had Jerry Valentine, the 8th seed, another low seed, coming back and taking it to everybody. In Nebraska, we had Jeff Davis, the 3rd seed.
Nice. Moving on, we got Nevada, Jack Slovacek, Mr. Expo, as a 3 seed. I know he's, playing out of California, so we should see him at INDISC as well.
Yeah.
New Hampshire, we've got Joe Lemire, the 3 seed. New Jersey, we've got Steve Drobick as the 10 seed. New Mexico, Adam Abeta as the 1st seed. And here we go, New York, Alex Kelly as the 3 seed. Shout out Nightlight.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Congrats.
On the road to pro, man. Really big victory. He had to, and as I was going through a lot of these results, I was looking at the matches, a lot of game 7s, and Alex had to win on Future Spa in a game 7. It was 3-3, and just a really strong performance. Congratulations. He's working hard. You can check out his YouTube channel. I think it's Nightlife Official. He's got some really cool pinball videos up, as far as like tier making, reactions, sort of personal vlogs on his pinball journey to the top 250 pro status. Make sure you give him a look.
Yep. And then North Carolina, we've got Drew Sedolia as the 5 seed. I know he's won there, I think 4 or 5 times as well. So
wow.
Shout out Drew. Yeah, he's a great player. I'm sure he'll do very well at nationals again.
Yeah. And then so for we don't have somebody for North Dakota. I didn't see it. So if you are the champ, we apologize. I know Josh Sharp on the Slamtail podcast said they had like 1 state that wasn't participating. So I don't know if it's this or Wyoming, but I didn't see a victor there. So for Ohio, probably one of the toughest states, I would say, for trying to get through the buzzsaw that is pinball competition at a state level. Congrats to Galvin Morgan. That is not easy. You've got so many big hitters there. And I think they said like out of the top 100, 10 players were in the Ohio NACS. Oklahoma, Trent Augustine is the 12th seed. I watched a little bit of that at CJ's Arcade. Congratulations, Trent, for going into enemy territory and taking their title. That's pretty cool. Oregon, Matt Walton, the 2 seed. Congratulations. David Reel. And for Pennsylvania as the 3rd seed. And Nick DeStefano as the 3rd seed for Rhode Island.
Nice. South Carolina, we've got Jason Burleson as the 13th seed. South Dakota, we've got Joey Bratton as the 10th seed. Tennessee, we've got Jared Eshelman as the 19th seed. Love to see that.
Wow.
Texas, we got Colin McAlpine as the 6th seed. Let's shout out Mr. Snailman.
Yeah. Coder, our rule designer for the Princess Bride for P3. Another multi-time champ for Texas. He was battling last year's champ, Garrett Shahan, in the finals. So congratulations, Colin.
Nice. Let's see. Utah, we've got Spencer Imboden as the 2 seed. Vermont, we've got Mike Havens as the 1 seed. And Virginia, my state, we've got Cam Harahi as the 11th seed. Yeah, shout out again, Cam, man. That was incredible to see him play.
That's so cool. How were your banks, by the way, in VA? Were they okay? Like your games? Typical?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so it was a private location. Shout out Kevin Stone. He hosted graciously and welcomed us into his home. Kevin ran TPF for the last 2 years, I believe. Mm-hmm. And then he also runs Flippers down in the Outer Banks.
Oh, nice.
Among other Virginia events, but he did a great job hosting, and he's got a great collection of games at his house.
That's awesome. All right, let's finish this off for Washington. A big battle there. Another place with tons of great players. Richie Terry as the 5th seed. Was this his back-to-back, I think?
I believe so, yes. Yeah, he's defending. So
congratulations, Frisbez, Richie. The owner of a Bone Busters. Go easy on us at INDISC. West Virginia, Brian Dye. Congratulations, sir. Really great player out of there. I think this is... I don't know if that's his back-to-back, but I know he's won it before, I think. David DeLuga out of Wisconsin, another tough state. A lot of great players play there. Steve Bowden won it last year. But that's as the 10th seed. Congratulations, David. Wyoming, we don't have anybody. Now we're going to hit the provinces to our friends to the north. In their championship series for Alberta, we got John Cotman as the number 1. British Columbia, Robert Gagno as the number 1 seed. So 2 top-tier players taking down their province. Manitoba, Drew Syke as the 2nd seed. Jaden Shattuck for New Brunswick as the 9th seed. Nova Scotia, we got Riley McDonald as the 2nd seed. Jack Tadman in Ontario as the 3 seed. Quebec, we've got Nathan Van Horn, 14th seed. Congratulations. Taking it to everybody. In Saskatchewan, we've got Josh Podolsky. Podolsky. That's going to be a tongue twister for me, as the 8th seed. So to all our NACS winners, we say kudos to you and look forward to hopefully seeing you play at Nationals at the RPC later this year, as well as also to Pinmasters. With that said, we can't forget about our awesome female counterparts for the WNACS, and I'll let you lead the way.
Sure. We don't have one listed here for Alabama, so yeah, let us know if we're missing that there. But kicking us off with Alaska, we've got Kristen Bailey as a 3 seed. Arizona, we've got Faye Ashley as the 2nd seed. Arkansas, we've got Lori Godfrenon as the 5th seed. And then California, Louise Wagensunner as the 5th seed, who I believe has won before as well.
Yeah, nice job, Louise. That's a hard state to win in too. There's a lot of tough players in California for the women's tournaments. And then for Colorado, we've got Summer Puente as the 8th seed. Congratulations, Summer. Connecticut, Claire Carson as the 6th seed. Good job. Delaware, Jamie Yame Thomas as the 5 seed. Big win there. District of Columbia. There's no first name. It says F.L. Etlin as the 7th seed.
I think that's her first name. But yeah, that's the first time DC has hosted WNACS. So yeah, shout out Stephanie. I know she put that together, Stephanie Traub, and was able to host it at the new the VUC location, which replaced Moms. It's the same games from Moms location.
Dude, that's awesome.
From Maryland.
Great work, Stephanie. That's not easy to do. So I'm glad I'm glad Moms has spiritually transferred over to somewhere else. I know a lot of players in the DMV area love that place. For Florida, we've got Elisa Riddle, I believe, or Ilsa Riddle. Hopefully I didn't spell that wrong. Probably Elisa Riddle as the number 1 seed. Georgia, we've got Kat McFarland. I don't have a seeding for that. I apologize. Don't have the winner out of Hawaii. For Idaho, we've got Abby Parento as the number 4. Nice work there. Illinois, Jane Verweiss as the number 1 seed. Jane has been on a tear. She ended up in the winter time, basically from the fall to the winter, just crushing tournaments and really increasing her ranking and also her rating. So I am not surprised to see that. And Illinois, obviously the epicenter of all things pinball, which means a lot of skilled talent out there. So congratulations to Jane.
Yep. Picking off, we got Indiana. We've got Amy Kesting as the 3 seed. Iowa, we've got Olivia Haley. Kansas, Meadow Duran as the 1 seed. Kentucky, Kaylin Smith as the 1 seed. Louisiana, Pav Hunter as the 1 seed. Let's see, Maine, we've got Zoe Vrabel as the 1 seed. Shout out Zoe. Maryland, we've got Lumi Legato as the 2 seed. Shout out Lumi, I believe she's a first-time champion there too.
Really nice job, Lumi.
Massachusetts, we've got Mariessa Davinchentis as the 11 seed. And Michigan, Jenny Lentz as the 8 seed.
Awesome. So with that, we didn't get Minnesota. I didn't find the link on the spreadsheet, unfortunately. So again, if you are the champ of Minnesota or any of the states that don't have results on this recording, please feel free to email us at wizardsandwarriorspodcast@gmail.com. We'll shout you out on the next episode. So for Mississippi, Jessica Thaxton, no seeding there, but congratulations. Carrie Wing, longtime player. I met her for the first time at the UK Open. Super cool to talk to. And head repair tech, or head fixer, I'll say, at the Pinball Company as the 6th seed for Missouri. Congratulations, Carrie. Alexandra Mullen from Montana. Nice work. Nebraska, Courtney Moncrief as the number 1. Way to take it to him. Teresa Martin for Nevada. Nice job. New Hampshire, Gianna Murray as the number 1 seed. Kudos to you. That I think we've seen her post in the Ray Day Discord, so that's awesome to see you pick up the win there. For New Jersey, Kate Treese. New Mexico, Megan Shattuck as the 2 seed. And for New York, the Big Apple, Miriam Nadler as the number 1 seed.
Nice. Picking up, we got North Carolina, Kaylee Campbell as the 2 seed. Shout out Kaylee. I believe she's won there before as well. North Dakota, we did not have a winner for. Ohio, we've got Krista Liam. Congratulations. Oklahoma, we've got Kate Olivia Pierce. Oregon, we've got Brianne Hunt. And Pennsylvania, we've got Stacy Moritz. Let's see, Rhode Island, we've got Isabel Grams as the 10th seed. And then South Carolina, we've got Megan Douglas.
Nice job, ladies. Tennessee. So South Dakota, we didn't have anybody. Tennessee, Miette Dronette. Congratulations. Cynthia Whitefield for Texas as the number 9 seed. I believe that's a new winner there. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Utah, Rose Milovanovich Medina as the number 3 seed. I apologize for that. Vermont, Jody Stallman. Virginia, Callista Frederick as the 16th seed. Congratulations. We got a 16th winner, a 16th seed winner. Kudos to Callista. Did you get to watch her play, or were you at the WNACS or no?
I was watching online.
Oh, that's right.
So they did stream it. Shout out to Tom, Pinball in DC on Twitch.
Awesome.
Callista is a local player. She's, I think, relatively new player, maybe in the last 2-3 years, but this is her first time winning, and she played great. Well deserved.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Washington, great battle between two of the best players, Ashley Weaver and Leslie Ruckman, El Rucco. And Ashley came out on top as the number 2 seed. Leslie was the number 1. That was fun to watch as well. And so just a lot of great pinball this weekend, man. I hope to, I think I just got to stop jumping from state to state and play in my leagues here. But one day I'll get to play states, hopefully. Texas is tough, though. It was like you had to have an average of like 13 points per event to make it. So you gotta place big in some of the big ones. West Virginia, Beth Howell. Wisconsin, Cassidy Milanowski, the assassin. Congratulations, ladies. And then we'll finish it off. Alberta, nothing for Wyoming. I apologize. Kiersey Midyet, Sarah Little as the number 2 seed for British Columbia, Kayla Kennedy, 1st seed for Manitoba, and Haley Natal as the 4th seed for Ontario. Again, claps for all of you, snaps, whatever you want to do. Congratulations to all our NACS and WNACS winners. I really hope to get to see all of you watch it live at the RPC for Pinmasters and Nationals later this year. Final thoughts. It's a great reward for the grind of playing in 20 events, probably more to get there. And I'm sure you should feel proud because it's not easy at all. And it's just a testament to the dedication that it takes to get there. How about you? Any final words on the NACS and WNACS?
Yeah, no, it's like you said, it's a great tournament to really highlight the best players from each state and province, and any given Sunday, or in this some cases Saturday for open. The format really forces you to play well in every era. So it's really fun seeing a lot of these upsets and a lot of new names kind of join this Hall of Fame of winners. Yeah,
your name's always going to be on the IPFA website as long as they pay their domain fees, and you'll be good. What do you think of the format? So I should have actually brought that up at the beginning. So it's generally head to head, right?
It is. It's head to head, best of 7 or first to 4 wins, and I don't think it's required yet, but most states have the ability to kind of break their games down into 3 eras, old, mid, and new, which I know there can be some some liberties with what kind of games constitute an old or mid or new, but it's fun seeing. I know a lot of people post the game banks for each state, and it's kind of fun also to compare what the game banks look like. What games people have to choose from.
Yeah, exactly. So. Like when you see Pulp Fiction in mid, you're like, wait a minute. But that's pinball.
Right.
I was watching clips of some of the funniest things I've seen in pinball, like balls levitating and hopping over aprons. So. You got to take the good with the bad and make the best of it. And if you want to have any advice for INDISC, it's just keep pushing forward and get those cards in and do your best and don't let it shake you. So once again, really well-deserved round of applause for everybody that participated, that qualified, as well as yourself. And I look forward to seeing everybody hopefully repeat their qualification next year and see who comes out on top. With that said, we are going to go to our review of recent tournaments. Some of them have been submitted by viewers. Some of the ones have been sort of picked by us because they're big certified tournaments. So it's been a while since our last episode. So we'll have a few in here that we want to review and give props to everybody that came out on top. So with that said, I will go ahead and start us off. In the Washington area, a local women's tournament, SW2, had a weekend of tournaments here. It was called SW2 Best Game and then also SW2 Group Matchplay. I forgot there's like a special name for it, but thank you, El Rucco, for suggesting this. Your winners for the best game on December 7th at the SW2 tournament, Ashley Weaver, 31.18 points for your women's rankings. El Rucco, Leslie Ruckman, number 2 with 20.83. Carrie Hill with 15.82 in third, and Maureen Hendricks in fourth with 12.32. The group match play, this is some pretty good points. Same weekend on December 8th, Yasmin De Jong took down the top spot with 34.03 women's ranking whoppers. Casey Benton in second with 20.74. Erin Melissa Melissa at third, 14.69, and Hannah Hatch came in fourth with 10.72. So congratulations to you ladies for a successful tournament weekend there. Why don't you go and hit us up with the next one, which is the
Pins and Pirates Pinball Rally 2024.
Yes.
So it looks like they had a few tournaments that weekend. We've got the main tournament here. The results: Tim Hansen won first with 98 whoppers there. That's a big W.
That's a lot.
We've got Carl D'Angelo. Shout out Carl, IE Pinball, taking second with 74 points. Scott Macias in third with 61. And then Dustin Goldberg in fourth with 52.
Yeah, this was the tournament that Jonathan came on to talk to us about. This was their big end of the year sort of weekend of tournaments. So I watched some of it. It looked like a lot of fun. I'm ruining that I got into pinball too late because I was in SoCal for so long. I'm like, I could have been playing at these things. But,
oh my gosh.
But, Texas is no slouch either. So what's next?
Yeah, we've got from that same weekend, it looks like they had a 1990s era tournament.
Yep.
See, we've got Carl D'Angelo winning that one with 74 points. Tim Hansen, a couple of familiar names here. Yeah. And second with 55 because they had a good weekend. And third, we've got Suppressed Player.
Who's that guy?
I could take a guess at who that is. But if you know for sure, maybe you can chime in. I think it's Jared.
Gotcha.
That's right, Jared Garvey. With 45 points there for third, and then Jim Pelcito in fourth with 38 points.
Proprietor of many of this week's pins for INDISC. That is a great finish for Jim. And looking at Carl, he got 74 there and 74 there. He's already at 148 for two of the three tournaments.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Moving on, we've got the classics from that pinball rally, Pins and Pirates. First place, we've got Dustin Goldberg with 70 points. Shout out Dustin. Jim Belcito in second with 51. Kane Mejia in third with 42. And then Tom Isaac in fourth with 35 points.
Nice job, everybody. That is a great opportunity for some whoppers to end the year. So congratulations. And good job, Jonathan, and everybody else. I think this was at the NCC Castaneda at Pirates showroom. It was a lot of fun watching it. And you guys have put on some really awesome and interesting themed tournaments in a good way. I know they had Whopper Palooza, so congratulations, everybody there. So not to leave them out, but what do we have last for the weekend?
Yep, there's a women's tournament as well. We've got Ali Vitas taking first place with 14.87 points. Sherry Howell in second with 6.58. Hillary Jacobson in third with 3.63. And then Nicole Thornhill in fourth with 2.12 points.
Yeah, nice job, ladies. With that, moving on, we have the next and last Stern Circuit event for 2024. I got to attend it in Wood River, Illinois. It was an amazing location, and the pins all played wonderful. I did not play wonderful, but they played wonderful. Really spectacular upkeep, and Tyler Becker and crew just ran a great tournament. I will go every time. So a little backstory, I was like, you know what? I've flown everywhere. I'm going to drive. So I drove to Pincinnati, 13 hours each way.
Whoa.
Did it in the day, and I was like, okay, I can do this. Driving back from Cincinnati was tough because I didn't make the qualifying for A or B, and so I was like, I'm just out of here. I'm not going to stay. I'm not going to play the gauntlet. I'm not going to get the 6 Whoppers. I would just want to get home and see my family. So I did that, and then the week after was Winter Bash, and I was like, okay, it's 10 hours. It felt like a breeze. Like I was like,
oh wow,
those extra 3 hours felt like a godsend. But I did it. I think I can do it again. I'd rather just drive and save on the airfare money because they weren't like I didn't feel like I was getting in close or something, and it was just a waste of money to me. So I get a good deal on rental cars. So I was like, why not take somebody else's car? So, but Winter Bash was great. A lot of great players, obviously near Chicago, the Chicago area. You're going to get a lot of the players from the Illinois scene to come out, and that was shown by all the people that were there. I would do this one in a heartbeat again. I had a ton of fun, and thank you to everybody that was so welcoming and hospitable for my first time being there. So with that, we are going to go over the results now, and this was a stacked field, obviously, and with seeing that, you can tell by the Whoppers. So your winner of the Winter Bash 2024 was ZMAC, Zach McCarthy. Congratulations, young man. 163.52 Whoppers. Zach Sharp of Stern Pinball came in second, and he played so well. And I had a really good time watching him, and that finals was excellent. So 139.91 for you. Carlos de la Cerda, Laserlos, balling out all weekend. I got to talk to him. He tried to give me some tips and cheer me up. I was like, screw this, I'm out of here. Playing terrible. 126.47 points. And then the GOAT, Keith Elwin, coming in fourth, cementing his legacy even further, just playing at an efficiency rate in the stars. Comes into tournaments, the few that he plays, and just dominates all the time. So 115.76 points for you, Mr. Elwin. Can't wait to see Kong. But then Gregory Kennedy, Andy Bagwell tied for sixth. Sterling, again, another great performance. I played with him in one round, and he was just putting on a clinic on big game. I was like, I need to remember how to play this now. Just follow Sterling. Luke Nahorniak, Nick Wayna, Adam McKinney rounding out your top 10. Congratulations again, everybody, at the Winter Bash. Please, if you have a chance, register for it and try to play in it. Great location, great event. So I'll let you hit the next one.
Yeah. Looks like we've got another Washington tournament here put on by Jermaine. It is the Mega Ice-Burgh Matchplay. Assuming by the name, it was a Mega Matchplay format. Yeah. But first place, we've got Conrad Rustad. Congratulations, 119 points.
Wow.
That's a big one. Lonnie Langford in second with 94. Dave Stewart in third with 80. And then Joshua Francis rounding out the top four with 70 Whoppers there, 70.28.
Man, some really, really good points. And I just want to make a quick note. Winter Bash was held at the Atomic Pinball Arcade. I wanted to make sure I named the location. It's escaped me for a second. But good job, Jermaine, in running the Mega Ice-Burgh. How did Jermaine finish? Does it say? Did he play? Maybe he didn't play.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think I see his name here.
Yeah. Look, Zyron's there. I know Zyron played in the Washington NACS. I thought he would play Idaho. I think that's where he plays out of. But good job, everybody there. So the last event that I believe, we have a couple last events. So we've got Winter Whopperland out in Bay City, Michigan, run by Jeff Palmer on December 29th. Your winners are Jared August. Congratulations. 111.11 points exactly. 5 ones. That's got to be lucky somewhere.
Oh, wow.
Tyrus Eagle, nice. 88. I know it's lucky in gambling. 88.06. Dominic Labella, 75.55. I had a really good time playing with Dominic at Winter Bash. Super nice guy. Taught me, I beefed ball 3. All I had to do was hit like one thing and I would have beat him, and I just houseballed. He's like, oh, you got to do this next time. I'm like, yes, okay, I'll remember next time. Andy Rosa in fourth with 65.96. So the next one would be GPA.
Yep. GPA, New Year's Eve match play. Yes. This is, okay, Washington. Oh, nice. We got Ryan O'Donnell.
Yes.
36 points. Shout out Rod.
Real quick note. Rod, I told you I'd put it in. You made me look up John Hamm's Hog. You made me do a lot of random things, but I told you I'd get this in. Congratulations, Game Time Television. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yep. No, you're good. Second place, we've got John Shaman, with 26.91 whoppers there. Chris Chin, in third with 22.15, and then Joshua Francis in fourth with 18.6.
Awesome. Chris has one of my favorite clips on Twitch for pinball. I forgot what tournament it is, but it's like one of the highly viewed ones. But he did something. I just remember it. I'll have to go remember it for next episode. But it's just so funny, his reaction of what he did. He's just like, ah. It's like,
I know he likes to kind of
yeah.
look at the playfield camera, like kind of look up at the camera from,
Yeah, he
from
did
the
something.
glass.
It was
It's
like
pretty
a
awesome.
shimmy or something. I was like cracking up because his reaction was like what you did just there. All right, and so we've got another one on the 29th. Oh, a couple. Okay, I'll grab these two and we'll get through these. So I don't want to forget about our friends across the pond. They had a big tournament in England, the United Kingdom. Neil McRae, Domino Pinball, great pinball ambassador. I had a great time playing at the UK Open, and he ran a very smooth tournament and just made all us Americans feel very welcome. So thank you, Neil, again for that. The Great Turkey Fry-Up Leftovers. So that is happening on December 29th, a month later. Gotcha. All right. Old Turkey coming up. Dan Pike in first with 55.78 whoppers. Dan Prakar in second with 40.69. Nathan Garwood in third with 32.93. Andy Brock coming in fourth with 27.22. And then Pinball Planet Mega Match Play on December 29th. John Del Zoppo, Jay Dells. Big tournament in Ohio. Where was this? This was not at Pastimes, right? Probably not. Maybe.
Yeah. It says Cleveland, so I'm thinking no.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good job, guys. Hey, man, getting it these last minute big certified tournaments is not easy. So kudos to you all. Aaron Rich in first with 107.6. Second, John Del Zoppo, 83.23. That is not easy to TD and do well in a tournament. So I know
Oh, yeah.
I can't imagine trying to keep your brain in one spot of making sure everything's running smooth and then saying, oh, yeah, what do I have to do for this next ball? Where am I? Cody Webb, nice to see you, Cody, in third, 70.2. And Galvin Morgan in fourth with 60.34. And there's Laser Los at fifth, tied with Steven Prusa for 52.37 whoppers. All right. You want to take this one?
Yeah. We got the Schoolhouse Championship. Looks like it was run by Tommy Vernere out in Georgia. We've got Mark Munder winning this one, getting 70.06 points. Adam Williams in second with 51.84. Jake Michael in third with 42.41, and the TD Tommy V in fourth with 35.43 points.
Nice job. Good whoppers for Georgia too. I don't think this is like typical of their events. So some nice points to start the year. This is January 5th, and with transitioning now into our conclusion of the recent tournaments. Again, hit us up, Wizards and Warriors Podcast at gmail.com. If you want to get your tournament highlighted, shouted out, if you want to give us any info, you want to come talk to us about it, we're happy to do so. This is a tournament-focused podcast, so we want to give as much publicity and grow the scene as we can. Now, started the year. We've got a big tournament coming up. We've mentioned it before, so we are going to go through your big upcoming tournaments. You can see the graphic there. INDISC, it never drains in Southern California. January 23rd through the 26th in lovely Riverside, California, the Inland Empire run by IE Pinball, a Stern Pro Circuit event. 400 plus of the world's best players coming all and converging into one smallish area. Not really that small, but a lot of fun. Classics Target Match Play on Thursday. There's a preliminary tournament on Wednesday at the Riverside Game Lab. But then the main event, Thursday qualifying, you've got the main, you've got classics. Each card will take 5 of your best games. It's card-based format. And then there's a high stakes that's not Whopper. There's no Whopper rankings for it, but it's a big money prize. Congrats again to Dalton last year, 15K in your pocket. And then there's also a heads up. So there's a JAWS machine. You need to log in with Stern Insider Connected, and they will take the top 4 scores, I believe, maybe 8.
Yes.
And you'll do
Top
a
4.
head-to-head tournament. That's new.
Pin Clash.
Yes.
Pin Clash in real life.
Yes, I'm so glad you said that. Thank you. That is because Carl doesn't do Pin Clash anymore. For good reason. There's enough to do as it is. And you're right. It's Pin Clash in real life. So this will be very cool. What else do we got coming up on the year?
Yeah, up next in February, we've got a few things scheduled. Georgia Pinball Open, the winter edition. Looks like that is February 20th to the 23rd. Starfighters, we're going to be the Starfighters Pinball Festival. Thank you. Mm-hmm. That's coming up February 21st to the 23rd, and that's in Mesa, Arizona. I'm going to be going there for my first time. Well, I know, Hadi, you've been before, right?
Yes, and I will see you there. It is so fun, and they've doubled the space. It is match play mixed with what's the all-you-can-buy entries called Herb, or is that?
Oh, Unlimited Herb.
Yeah, that's
format?
It. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a blast. I'm glad you're going. It's a really good tournament. Really good whoppers too, and nice. It's not just one tournament. They'll have like the main, the classics, Unlimited Herb, and then like side tournaments too.
Very cool.
Like District 82 used to have. Single tier.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. R.I.P. 2025, the Lumberjack Johnny's Whopper Chopper. It's a hybrid. You're going to do the hybrid format, which is new for this year. That is February 27th to March 2nd. And I believe they're also giving away a Stern pinball machine.
That's right. And this is the new, like you said, the hybrid format. The entry is a little higher, the registration, because of that. But it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And if you go, you've got a chance to win a brand new Stern pinball machine, which is always a nice added bonus.
For sure. After that, we've got the IPA Pinmasters in March 7th through 9th, which is taking place the same weekend as Nationals.
Yes.
Up in Rochester, New York, the Rochester Pinball Collective.
Exactly.
And then the last one we've got here, Hadi, if you want to take that
Frisco, one. Texas. Welcome. Come one, come all. Texas Pinball Festival. So I hope to see everybody there. There's a new format this year. It's going to be match play, 2 groups. It's not going to be everybody in a crowded room at once, to give participants the opportunity to enjoy the actual Texas Pinball Festival, which in my mind is the best pinball expo. So many people come down. All the new pins are here. It's a great time. DFW area has a lot of things to see. I put it right up there with Expo. I put it more on top, but we don't have all the pinball manufacturers here, so there's an edge to Expo for that. But it's a great time. I really hope to see as many of your faces come down. Are you showing up for that one this year?
I can't make it this year, but I was there the last 2 years,
yes.
And like you said, it's one of the best shows of the year. It's it's really a good time, and there's so much to do and see in that Dallas area. A lot of good barbecue.
Yes,
especially.
Yes. I'm bummed you won't be there, but yeah, I know you've had it fun the last couple of times. It's a great party too. I know it's on par now getting there with the Space City Open, where everybody's just cheering the finalists on, and it's such a good atmosphere. So I do hope to see everybody there. It's a Stern Circuit Pro Circuit event, as you can see this little list. The first 4 we've listed are 4 of the 6 that we've talked about are Stern Pro Circuit events. So we'll just talk about the first quarter events, and then talk about the other ones as we do more episodes post INDISC. As you can see, there's going to be a ton. So take a look at these names and dates for the first half of the year you see on the screen. I want to encourage everybody, if you're listening, to go watch the video format of this. There are a lot of graphics and things that we're reviewing. Plus, you can see our lovely faces as we talk about all things competitive pinball. And with that, we go into Pincinnati. This will be our in-depth review of a tournament final, where we review or go over each game, ball, and sort of some of the things that we saw, some of the strategies, which this time will be greatly aided by Chuck Eric Wertenberger's Minotaurials, because he does so many good ones, and they were streamed as well. I strongly, strongly recommend that you go check out his YouTube channel and his Twitch page. His YouTube channel, I believe, is Chuck Wirt, and his Twitch channel is SDTM Pinball. SDTM is on YouTube is the Flippin' Out guys, Zach and Greg. So there's kind of a switch there. But please, please, please go follow, subscribe, do all the things you can to support Eric. He put on an amazing, amazing tournament. I'll go through some of my thoughts, and then we'll go through the results. So to start the Pincinnati segment, I will go over my initial thoughts. Have you been to Pincinnati before?
I have not, but it's one that is pretty high on my list. I know it sells out very quickly, so it's one of those hot tickets to get for the year.
It's one of those that are like, you've got a F5. And speaking of which, we've got F5 day coming up for Pinburgh. Please put that on your calendar. 244 players, player field this time. They've expanded it greatly. I went for the first time last year. You did as well, and it was amazing, amazing tournament. And hopefully everybody that can get in will get in, and if not, shell out $1,000 for those super supporter tickets. But Pincinnati. So my initial thoughts going in after driving 13 hours, I played in the preliminary tournament, the Strikes tournament that they have at the Arcade Legacy on Thursday nights, I believe. I think this was a Thursday. Maybe it was a Wednesday. I forgot. Regardless, I have always wanted to see this location. It's kind of like looks like a cool little comic book, get retro games shop from the outside. And then you go in and it's just awesome. They sell retro games, and then connected to the building, you don't even realize, is the arcade space, which looks like a typical barcade. And then they have more stuff downstairs, but all the pins were in the one area, and a lot of fun, a lot of classics. It was I forgot how many strikes it was. It's been so long, but it was fun. It was good to get sort of that feel and warm up, get your juices flowing before Pincinnati. So the format of Pincinnati was group match play. We had, I believe it was 20 rounds, I think I would say.
Wow. Yeah,
10 rounds each day, or maybe 12 and 8. I forgot what it was. Sorry, Eric. It's been a while. But if I had to give it a grade out of 10, 9.5. One of the best tournaments I played all year. Even though I performed very poorly, I still put it on a pedestal because not only did they have the tournament and the grind of group match play for 20 rounds, you had a convention area that you could pay admission to and play all the latest pins and stuff that people have brought, just like TPF. So they had Metallica Remastered, really good time. So my pros were everything ran well, everything played well, nothing really went down. I got boned by Surf and Safari, the tilt was like insane. It was flip tilting. So I think I was about to start multi-ball and I flipped and it tilted. I was like, oh my God, stop.
Oh, no.
But that's pinball. So they fixed it afterwards. It's one of those things where they fix it after you discover it. You're like, oh man. But I will say my con for the tournament, and I think it's a con for every tournament that doesn't have this format. This was my first big year of competing, and I know what I like now, and it's just my personal subjective opinion. But I think if you're going to have a grind of 20 rounds, there should be something on the side that will allow you to keep playing and feel competitive when you're not in it, so to speak. So like a classics, and there might not have been enough space because all the pins were packed. We had a lot of people, and the festival area wasn't open for tournaments, and rightfully so. You want to encourage the local crowd and people coming in to play and not be, shoved aside by tournament players. But I do think after going to the UK Open, Papa 21, and all the stuff this year, I think I think Papa did it well. The Beast was unlimited entries for both main tournaments, main and classics. But I think if you're going to do a card-based format or a group match play format, there really needs to be an element of some side tournament that I can dump entries into, either to get out my rage, to keep my skills sharp. I don't think it's I don't want to say a burden. I don't imagine that if you have the space, I think it would be beneficial monetarily. And I could be wrong. I don't know the accounting of running a tournament. I've never ran one. I have pins behind me, but I would never have anybody in my house to play them right now because I don't want it ruined. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that format is a little restrictive just based on time. You have to kind of be ready for the next round to get drawn and then, rally all the players in. Maybe it's a restriction of that kind of format, but did I hear, were you able to practice the games in between rounds?
Yes, you could play as long as there were no players playing on them. I have this weird thing. I think it's just a personal tick where I don't want to practice too much on. I worry about having a great game when I'm practicing, and then I show up. I'm like, why can't I do what I know that's not realistic, and you really need to get all the practice you can. And this year I'll get over that. I think what I was seeing was there was a lot of downtime sometime between rounds because like Rayday got to the Iron Throne on Game of Thrones during qualifying. So we were all waiting for him, and then he eventually got tapped out. So I just think it was more based on the space allowed. If there could have been some sort of side tournament and not the gauntlet on Sunday, because everybody's kind of sort of tapped out by then after 20 rounds. And then, it's a great thing to offer, but if you're coming there to maximize your Whopper per dollar and you have people from out of state, a tournament that offers like 10 Whoppers for first place doesn't I'm just going to want to go home. And it's not anything specific to this tournament. Because again, in the UK Open, it was 3 card-based formats. And it was a grind, and I appreciate, I don't want to sound ungrateful. I just sort of want to voice my opinion on what I think might be a good hybrid format for a lot of tournaments going forward, if you can. Right. I think having some sort of place where players can play for something meaningful while they're out of it. And I don't want a participation trophy, but I would like the opportunity to, see if I can bump myself up. And I think Papa 21 was a great example. We had the card in the main and then the unlimited in the classics. Pinball, group match play, Bash at the Burgh on the side where you could do, I think those were my favorite sort of efficiency. If I'm talking in the aspect of efficiency where I could see myself, and it really just made me get better. Again, nothing to take away. I'm not trying to qualify it to placate anybody. Just after a year of playing competitive pinball, I think now I know I want to have something to go to the side to while I'm waiting, especially if there's long downtime between rounds. And nobody's fault. You've made the pins as tough as you can, but if someone blows it up, they blow it up. Right. What do you think?
Yeah, no, that's actually a good point with Pinball. I kind of forgot that they had a match play format as the main and then also the unlimited herb on the side. So I guess, it is possible. It's just it takes a lot more planning and,
you've got to have scorekeepers. You got to have TDs. And that would be my recommendation. I don't expect it. I think what everybody does, volunteering their own time to allow people like ourselves to come into your town and play and beat up your machines and everything runs smoothly, I cannot thank you enough. So that is my con of it, and I still give it a 9.5 out of 10. To put on 20 rounds of group match play and have everything run smoothly, have the stream go great, all the volunteers on commentary, have a women's tournament with an amazing race format for the final. Excellent. Any questions?
No, that's great. I mean, another kind of thing I just remembered for Pinball, I know they had a lot of staff that worked very hard to get to do scorekeeping and shout out I know Lewis Bevins and Chris Stevens. They very strong players, but I don't think that they played in the main event just because there was so much work to do.
It's hard to put on a major like that and have enough people. Look at INDISC. I know they've asked for volunteers, and they're always going to ask for volunteers, and I've volunteered at scorekeeping at a lot of majors this year. I think this is the first year, you know, if I've got a good card in, I'll definitely step up. But I also know I regret at times, you know, having 4 hours of scorekeeping when I could have been putting in cards and giving myself a chance. However, I don't want to always take from this hobby. It's given me a lot. It's given everybody a lot. So if you have the capacity at INDISC, please volunteer. They need volunteers, not even for just scorekeeping, commentary, TDing. It's going to be a lot of work, and Carl and crew need as much help as they can get. So going into the finals of Pincinnati, it was some great players, one of whom scored 16 million on Alien Star. Jared Ogg. Yeah. There was a funny quote by Eric on stream. He was like, yeah, I came over and I saw his score. I was like, oh, he got 6 million. They're like, no, he got 16 million. He's like, what? Because there was a football game or a basketball or football game going on, and people were cheering. It's like, oh, where are they cheering? But it was for Jared. Kudos, just like we gave kudos to ZMAC for hitting Imagination. What's it called on Wizard or Wonka? Pure Imagination.
Yes.
During Papa 21. Kudos to Jared August for rolling Alien Star a bunch of times. So twice, 16 million. And that was in the quarters. So your contestants for Pincinnati, the Pincinnati finals, A division was Jane Verweis, Jared Ushelman, Jared August, and Lewis Bevins. Lewis playing absolutely out of his mind all week, and it was amazing to see him play because he was putting on a clinic, and he deserved that top seed, to get right into the top. So I'm going to put up some footage now. And what we're going to do is lower the volume. And the first game was Far Out. So for Far Out, I am going to go real quick to 124.51. And what we're going to do is listen to Eric tell us about Far Out and how to play it. So bear with me 1 second. Whoopsie. Let me do this and grab it a little. Pardon me. I wish I had chapters in OBS. Okay. So I'm going to let this play and you can listen in and hear Chuck Wirt's minitorial on Far Out.
All right. Here is the minitorial for Far Out. Let's go.
Okay, when you start the game, you're going to want to concentrate on the yellow inserts that are lit around the playfield. These are going to advance your bonus and also give you 500 points instead of 50 points. Hitting this star rollover in the middle of the playfield, also minor switches and pop bumpers around the playfield will move these lit inserts to other lit inserts. So concentrate on the lit inserts to keep your bonus increasing. When you get into the pop bumpers, the 100 pop bumpers will be lit or the 1,000 pop bumper will be lit. They will alternate as well as you hit the pop bumpers and other switches. So concentrate on the 1,000 pop bumper whenever that is lit. Drop targets. The lit drop target will be worth 500 points instead of 50 points. However, if the center insert is lit on that drop target bank and you hit the lit drop target, it will be worth 5,000 points. Hitting all drop targets down on any ball other than ball 5 will light double bonus. Ball 5 double bonus will be awarded for you. Coming down the outside lanes here will award your outlane awards. Coming down the right, we'll open up this gate to save your ball on the right. Coming down this lane, we'll open the gate to allow you to have the kickback into play. This is a game that is all about the bonus. Once you get your bonus all the way maxed out and doubled, you will pretty much be only going for 1,000 pop bumpers and keeping the ball alive. The drop targets will not reset. However, once you have your double bonus lit and all your bonus maxed out, just want to keep the ball alive and get as many 1,000 pop bumpers as you can. That's Far Out.
That is Far Out. Have you played Far Out before?
I'm trying to remember. The layout looks very familiar. I don't know if there's another game that has the same layout but a different name. But no, it looks like a fun game.
Yeah, it's a really good tournament game. I realized I played it in was it at TPF last year? It might have been. But I've realized I've been playing it all wrong. I used to just go for the lit drop where the center insert is lit as well for the 5,000. And I should be paying attention to those pops at the top, because if the 1,000 is lit, you want to send it back up there. And as Eric said, when it sort of ricochets off whatever pop, it'll go from the 100 to 1,000. So your hope is to hit it up from the either the left or the right and hit the 1,000 and maybe careen to the 100, hit that, and then by the time it bounces back to the 1,000, it's lit again. So you can get a few bounces up there, and you've already got the same amount that you would have scored trying to hit the drop that's lit with the center insert circle that's lit on the same side. So it's 5,000 points for those drops, for that one drop, versus 50. So you knock all of them down, you get double bonus. On ball 5, you're guaranteed a double bonus. And it's not an easy game to play. So what we're going to do, again, I strongly recommend you watch the video version of this podcast if you can. I'll go through kind of what happened with each player. And then we've got some highlights that I wanted to show off too, some good and bad. But one of the first ones I want to show is interesting because it happens on a lot of old pins, and it's just funny to me for some reason. But the order of players for Far Out was Jane, Jared Eshelman, Jared August, and then Lewis Bevins. The bank was Far Out, Pulp Fiction, and then Game of Thrones. So again, with Far Out, you can step up, plunge the ball, never hit anything, and walk away with like a few thousand. If you can get like 20 to 30 in a ball, you're doing great. And so what we have is Jane stepping up on her ball 1 and, doing the normal thing. She was, I also want to give a kudos to Jane, many kudos. She was the lowest seed throughout the finals, so she had to play as player 1 through all the playoffs, which is not easy. Yeah, I've done that once. And it sucks because you always set the tone. And what position do you like playing in match play?
I mean, sometimes I guess it depends on the game, right? Like sometimes if there's locks to be stolen, maybe a later position would be helpful just so you can hope that your opponents will lock a ball for you. But I mean, sometimes I do like to go first, but I mean, like you said, it's difficult to set the tone, especially when you've got cameras on, the rigs on, and everyone's watching. It's a lot of pressure.
I've noticed I can want player 4, but man, I do not have a good track record of closing out on player 4. I have had many times where all I need to do is something simple, and that's the one thing I learned this year is get it together, Hadi. Get it together on ball 3, player 4. It's a gift to you. So there are times when it's out of my control where it just literally comes down and it's sling town, but a lot of the times I've found I'm doing better as, for whatever reason, player 3. Player 1, it is what it is. So for Jane's ball 1, nothing big, 6,000 points, hit a few things, ends up with a typical score. Again, 5-ball game. And so I'm going to play this footage here of Jared Eshelman getting a great dig, but then getting boned by something.
Because that's really the easiest way to score once you've kind of done everything else and advanced all your bonus. But until then, you just want to concentrate on all the lit advanced bonus areas. Oh, great dig.
Good
dig,
the
insert.
Oh,
wow. The insert.
That damn
when that happens.
Yeah, that damn insert. I swear to God, like, with a cupped insert and like the ball hits it, but then like sort of circles in it like a drain, and then it just comes right down. So poor Jared got boned by that, but still 7,300 points in the lead. So Jared August up next. He has a decent ball, gets about 10,000, which is all you can ask for on Far Out for your first ball. But I want to show off Lewis's fun time. So 1 second here, and we'll play this. So Lewis is about to step up to the pin, I believe, right here.
So very strong balls on this game tend to be
there. He
in
is.
the 50,000 range.
So he does something you should never do.
It's really tough to get much more than that on one ball. So for anybody wondering how far a hill is to climb on this, if somebody has a 40 to 50, oh, he walked away.
He walked away, and he didn't even really walk away there. He sort of like just stepped away for a second. I just park myself now. I never leave until I see the bonus credits. But again, I've done it before too. But unfortunately, he walked away from Alaz. He ends up with 3,000 points after ball one. So ball one, you have Jared August in the lead with 10,000 points. Had a nice dig, and on to ball two. Ball two, we had Jane, fortunately getting another quick drain, but ending with 8,900 points. Jared Eshelman, quick ball for him. Bank straight down the middle. He was over. And so he had 14,000 after ball two. And the big winner of ball two was Jared August, because he had some amazing flipper control, rightly pointed out by Eric and the commentating crew. He knocked down all the targets, got his double bonus, and he got 22K on that. But he was flipping up to the top, which is what Eric was saying you should do. And 22K, you can already tell, is great for the bonus because it almost equaled everybody else's score combined. So he had 60,000 by the end of ball two. You just need one of those balls on this game because it's 5 balls. Yeah. If you can get, everybody's going to get a really shitty ball on it. It's going to happen. You just need to get at least one of the balls on a double bonus with hopefully a decent bonus. So that way you're not putting all your eggs into ball 5 where you're guaranteed the double bonus. If it were you, would you be going for the drops or would you be going for the pops? Because your drops, again, you knock them all down, you get double bonus. And one of those drops is worth 5,000 and then the rest are worth what they're worth. Yeah.
So I guess you want to go for the lit drops, right? Because those are worth more points.
Yeah. So I think it changes. Like the little light will move. Yeah, it does. Based on a certain switch hit. But, and that's good because then you could technically, if you're able to move it strategically, get 5,000 on each. And then the yellow lights advance your bonus. The in lanes, there's also a gate on the right side that will open when you go down the lit lanes on the right of the play, left or right of the play field, up in the middle.
So is it the right one lights the or opens the gate? The left one, is it lights the kickback?
Yes. Nice. So you've got some saves there too, which is why I think I'm going to change my strategy on this, depending obviously what ball I'm at. But I think I'm going to go up top all the time and try to get those thousands because more people are probably going for the drops.
Right.
To get that guaranteed 5,000. But those drops are very dangerous. There's no safe shot on this pin, but I don't know. I thought it was an interesting strategy that I hadn't heard about. And Travis Murray was talking about that during his match play on it. And I was like, oh, he's like, I'm going for the drops, but I shouldn't. I should be going up or something. I was like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. So
also,
go ahead.
Also important to note is Jared August is wearing his signature red "I don't always play pinball" shirt, which you know what time it is when he's wearing that.
Yeah, I mean he wore it for states too. I saw him with Dominic, and Dominic had the non-faded one, and Jared had the faded one.
Got to earn those fades.
That's very true. That's very equal fades for everybody. All right, so ball three, really good dig for Jane. She ended up with 18,000. Quick one for Jared Eshelman, 17,000. Jared August got the gate save, but it went to the right out lane, so he ends up with 67,000, firmly in the lead. And then Lewis got some targets. Unfortunately, nothing else. He is at 30,000 with ball 4 to go. So commanding lead for Jared. All it took was that one ball, as you can see. And Jane on her ball 4 goes for the 1,000 pop. But as you can see right here, or no, this is ball 5, excuse me. But she does have her ball. You'll see it right here. She goes to the right. And then here she's going to shoot up. I think it's coming up after. But she goes for the pop strategy right there. And it comes right back down. Oh, that's the danger. If it doesn't hit anything or ricochet, you're donezo.
Just screaming down.
Yeah, I didn't expect that feed. I thought there was enough real estate up there where you're going to hit something, or I guess not enough real estate. But that is a perfect example of going for the right strategy at the time and not getting the results you wanted. So 21,000 for her after ball 4. Jared Eshelman gets a great rebound off the pop to almost for the last drop. So he had 9 of 10 down, and it ricocheted off the right bank where the right drops are, and the right pop, and it almost hit. His last drop was the topmost left, and it barely grazed it, and it didn't drop, and he would have had double bonus if it had just gone in. But he ends up with 36,000 for his ball 4. Jared August with the quick ball. He's already at 80K. I think around 80K, yeah. So that was a 13K ball for him on ball 4. Lewis gets some nice digs and a gate save. He gets a rough rebound off the right bank, but he has a really good ball because he ends up with 49,000. So he's not out of it. As you can see, 41,000 is pretty doable because your bonus maxes out at, I believe, 19K. So you got 38 right there. So he's got a chance. But as we go to ball 5, Jane ends with 39. Just a quick one. Jared Eshelman gets some really quick bonus advancement here. The video is playing again. Check out the YouTube video to see all this footage. But he has a quick ball, sort of, but he hits his bonus advances so quickly. You can see it lighting up right now. He's going through all the lit lanes with the yellow insert lit up. And again, ball 5 is guaranteed double bonus. So his bonus went really quick, or his ball was quick, but he had a really good bonus advancement. So his final score, 67,000, puts him firmly in second at the moment. Jared August, another solid ball, and he rolls the pin. So he gets his coveted roll, finishes with 112K. And
that's a good feeling.
Yeah, right? The commentary was, if you roll far out, you are pretty much almost guaranteed first. It's a nice feeling. And then Lewis, with a great ball, had both outlane saves ready, had the kickback and the gate, but he unfortunately goes to the one place that can't save you, straight down the middle. So he ends up with 82,000. So after 1, it is Jared August in first with 4 points, Lewis in second with 2, Jared Eshelman in third with 1, and Jane Verweis in last with 0. So your second game is Pulp Fiction. And we will go to Eric's Minotaurial on that because it's another good one.
You can never have enough tools. But anyway, let's run our Minotaurial here for Pulp Fiction.
Pin Steps, also very clever name.
Yeah. What happened here was a miracle, and I want you to fucking acknowledge it. Let's learn some Pulp Fiction pinball. Right off the bat, when you plunge, you're going to come up here, and if you can hit into this saucer right here while all arrows are lit up, you'll get 100,000 points. Or you can hold the left flipper and plunge all the way around. All major shots are lit. If you hit any of them, those are worth 100,000 points as well. You collect characters at the saucer here. They will light up in the middle of the playfield here, and then you lock in the character over here in the right saucer. If you can collect all 5 characters, that lights cast Chaos Multi-Ball at the right saucer. Next up, we got the Big Kahuna bonus. If you hit these 2 red stand-ups up here by the pops, and then come down here and hit the dangerous target by the magnet, you will increase your playfield multiplier from 1x to 2x. This will last for your entire ball. It goes away once you drain. Next up, mode. You shoot the right target, drop target here. That will light an outlane ball save and also light your modes. All the modes are started here via the saucer behind the drop target. Each mode is very simple. You either hit pop bumpers in one mode, red arrow targets in another mode, this target right here in another mode, and spinners in the other mode. Multi-balls, we got pawn shop. You hit these drop targets down here to light lock, hit the hole behind the drops 3 times to start that multi-ball. Briefcase multi-ball, you have the inline drop targets here, hit all these down to light lock and the hole back here, hit that 3 times to start that multi-ball. Multi-balls cannot be stacked. Next up, if you hit the 1, 2, 3, 4 in lanes at the top and bottom of the play field, that will increase your end of ball bonus and also light the Royale with Cheese target for a hurry up. If you hit that Royale with Cheese target for the hurry up, it will collect the hurry up and then light this target for your gun bonus, which is essentially collecting your end of ball bonus during your ball. You can continue to build this value as you play the game. Collecting the hurry up at this target also lights super spinners spinners at both these spinners for 1 rip per spinner. Try fast mode. Roll down the lit in lane, shoot the opposite orbit to accumulate miles per hour, and then collect via this tiny stand-up behind the drop. So strategy, obviously getting your playfield X up is great. Playing modes on their own can be very valuable. Do not ignore those. And playing multi-balls for an extended period of time can also be very valuable. That's Pulp Fiction.
All right, that's Pulp Fiction. I learned a lot there. Pulp Fiction has not been good to me in tournaments, but I think the more you play it, you're just going to get better. What are your thoughts on Pulp Fiction?
No, I think it's got a great rule set. I got to play the shot, which is the mode. It's kind of similar to like 2 Minutes to Midnight on Maiden. It's the mode that you play after you play all the other modes.
Oh, nice.
Very cool. It's all the lights go off. It's got a great light show. I know playing your multi-balls with Playfield X is ideal, which you get by hitting the 2 big kahuna targets above the pops and then shooting the gun target on the right. That'll kind of increase your Playfield X for the entirety of the ball. So that can be huge too. I know that's kind of a competitive strat that I try to go for if I can. It's a great game, man. I love playing it. We have one on our location near me that we play regularly for League, and if I can find the shots, it's a good game.
Are your backhands pretty consistent on it?
They're not. Something that I think someone mentioned recently is it may just be like the flippers on the CGC games. They're not as consistent as something you would find on maybe like a Stern game. So it can be a little difficult to kind of backhand those, either the lock shots or the scoop to start the modes, or even the big kahuna targets, which I feel like you can do on some copies, but it really varies copy to copy.
Yeah, I've never been able to consistently get it down, and you'll see in the play from Jane. She balls out on this one, but it's so frustrating because I feel like I should know where the shot is, but it's not. And I will say it's been in tournaments, but I've never had a really good understanding of what I should be going for. And I think now that I know about the big kahuna, like I always just go pawn shop because I'm like, look, a lot of people are going to have quick drains, or they're going to get, try to go for the super skill shots. It's 100,000, and someone could end up with a ball one of 9K, as you'll see.
Right.
So I think orbiting out and trying to get those big kahunas, then increasing that playfield multiplier early on, or maybe, if I can get it and then, I've got 2 balls already locked, maybe go for it then. But I think that's a good strat. And there's just some amazing play by Jane in this finals, because she ends up with a ridiculous score, but she does all the things you're supposed to do. You can see her backhanding each side. And what's funny is you see a couple rolls on this pin that you're like, that's how it's supposed to go, where you'll hit the right lane where the Cast Chaos and the mode start is. You'll hit the drop there, and it'll hit it, and it won't rebound down. It rolls up. Like for some reason, it's hit so hard, like it rolls into the scoop, and then you're like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I think I noticed that the last time I played it. I shot that drop target, and then it right after went into the scoop. I was like, whoa, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, like, okay, I guess that's what's supposed to happen. And then I forgot if it was Jared. Somebody hits the pawn shop drop, like on the right or the middle, and it hits it, and it falls into the vuck behind it, or the scoop. So it's like, oh, must be nice.
Yeah.
Does it come back? There's a moment there where you're like, oh, there is some geometry trickery here that should be happening or could happen. So we're into game 2. Again, Jared is in first. Jared August, Lewis is in second, Jared Eshelman in third, Jane in fourth. So 3 games, 4-2-1-0 scoring. And this is their next pin. Ball 1, Jane had a feed from the pop straight down the middle, missed the catch, unfortunately. And when you do that, usually you get a small little flip. It goes to the right outlane, or a outlane. I've done it so many times. So sometimes it's nice to see the pros have the same skill set that I do. Jared Eshelman had a decent ball on his ball 1. He had 103,000. And then Lewis, really good setup. He gets his lock 1 for the pawn shop multi-ball. Excuse me, 2 balls for pawn shop, which is great to start. He gets a sling to the magnet on the right side where you get your playfield multiplier. Yeah, right there. He gets the sling to the magnet for the 2x. It's like, those are the things you can pray for and dream of, and they never happen. Unfortunately, his return feed from the magnet drained it. So giveth and taketh. So he ends up with 79,000, which is a great score. And then Jared August has a quick ball on ball 1 for his first try. On ball 2, we have Jane going for the super skill shot. Since it's 100K, or excuse me, they were talking about it on the commentary. You know, depending on where your score is, if everybody's sort of still grouped up, you might just want to go for it. And this copy had the ball save on a decent ball save. There was only 1 tilt warning, and the rubbers were gone too. So this is Eric's Pulp Fiction, and once again, kudos to him and everybody else for putting on an amazing show and tournament, because everything was playing great. So for ball 2, Jane started the watch mode, which is hard because you've got to hit that shot on the right. But apparently, you hit it, you get a small ball save, and it's big points once you get to like the 3rd or 4th shot. Is that your understanding?
Yeah, I know. It's not a very popular mode to play just because that shot is pretty difficult to hit, and it's also dangerous because of the magnet. But I think it was ZMac had mentioned in chat on stream for one of these pinball streams that it's one of his favorite modes to play because those points go exponentially up every time you hit that target, like you said.
And remember, INDISC last year, everybody was shatzing the in lanes to build up those bonuses, and then they had to either put something in the code for tournament ROM or competition mode, or nerf it somehow. I'm going to play a little clip here of Jane because she does something that I've done before too, and we'll take a look. She has a chance to go for an alley pass.
Just a little early. Just a little early.
We wanted some more sling magnets.
Love the music. Go get it.
Oh man, she's real close.
Collect
She
yourself.
might try and drop catch that and reshoot. She wasn't ready.
All
Oh,
right. Man.
that happened.
Yeah, that is a alley pass down the middle. It just flipped a little late. There were times during this tournament I was not flipping. I was like, "Aren't you supposed to flip here?" It's in my head. I'm like, "Oh yeah." So it happens to everybody. She ends up with after ball 2, 228,000. Again, some of these scores on Pulp Fiction, if you take a look at the INDISC scores from last year, are not anywhere close to this. So still doing well. Jared Eshelman on his ball 2 starts briefcase multi-ball. Again, he had 103,000 after ball 1. So he gets about a 150,000 on his briefcase. Qualifies the Cast Chaos. I believe that's what it's called. Doesn't start it, unfortunately, but ends up straight down the middle. His ball 2, his ball 2 ends up 401,000. For Cast Chaos, are you trying to get all the characters first and then,
Right. So you can collect or qualify each of the 5 characters from hitting that scoop at the top middle. And then you collect them by hitting the the saucer on the right behind the drop. But you can that progress does not carry over between balls unless you hit. There is a small stand-up target to the top left of the pop bumpers to hold cast. So it will carry your cast progress between balls if you're able to hit that target.
Got it. So ideally, you want to qualify them all and then hit the shot once to collect them all at the same time. If
Correct.
you qualify them and collect them, does that automatically start Cast Chaos?
Once you collect all 5, yes, it will start Cast Chaos multi-ball.
So if you qualify all 5 and then collect all 5 at the same time, you go right into the multi-ball?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Okay. See? Learning. What's sad is I was commentating this game at the UK Open. Everyone in chat was like, "That's not what you do." Or that doesn't help. I was like, "Oh, excuse me, Mr. Anderson."
Help me out, chat. Come on.
Yeah, come on. W's in the chat for Frisco. All right. So Again, Jared here ends up with 401,000 after his ball 2. Lewis just doesn't have a good ball 2. He has a nice nudge, but ends up in the right out lane. Jared does hit the pawn shop after it bounced in. So this is what I was talking about, where he I don't have the timestamp for it, but if you want to watch it, he does hit the pawn shop drop and it rolls right into the vuck behind it, or the scoop. So he starts his pawn shop multi-ball. Then he gets I know people have a tough time finding the mode start or the big kahuna shot. Man, he hits 3 straight. Just a precision monster. It's just rolling down to the right flipper. Boom, hits it. Same thing. Boom, hits it. Boom, hits it. I was like, oh, that's how you do it. So his ball 2, he ends up with 566,000. He had his multi-ball, so he's firmly in the lead at this point. But then Jane comes for her ball 3. I'm not going to play all of her ball 3, but it was amazing. She gets Mr. Wolf. She starts the twist and shout mode, which is the pop bumper mode, and absolutely destroys it. She gets the huge point collect for 806,000. She has her 2x playfield set up, gets her locks her second kahuna, gets the lucky bounce into the mode start. So there's a mode, I forgot which one this is. You're supposed to hit all the targets in the middle of the play field, like the stand-ups
Drop
on
targets?
the left. Which one is that?
Is it so the drops and then the stand-ups on the left and right? I think that's the BMF wallet.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I didn't hear what they said it was called. I'm glad you're here. So she gets that mode started, and then she collects the double mode points. By the time BMF is done, she's at 6.3 million. Yeah. So she starts her 3x. And she starts her 3x, and she was about to start briefcase multi-ball. The ball save is lit, and right when it drains, the ball save ends. It was a picture perfect, I don't know if I can get it here. So I think she's breathing. She's trying to get there. There's the roll in right there. She's so happy. But there's this moment where the ball is, it just ends the ball save ends right as she gets it down there. So it doesn't matter. She's at 6.7 million. That's a amazing score. You can see Justin putting his graphic up there. Nailed it. Yeah. So I don't know what your high score has ever been on this. Mine has been 1 million something. So I'm very impressed, and I'm sure your score has definitely been near or over it. What's your top score on Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, I think definitely not anywhere close to that in competition. I was playing it just for a warm up during league this past week, and was able to finally roll it to get that the shiny score. I think I finished with 14 or 16 million, but I had to do everything. I had to play Cast Chaos, I had to play the shot, and then multiple multi-balls to get there. So. Getting to 6 million in competition is no small feat. That's it's a great score.
But hey, rolling it for funsies, that's not easy too. So nice work. So there's something you get when you roll it. It's like a special award.
Yes, it's not an award, but the score, since it only has 7 digits on the display, it converts the ones digit to essentially your tens digit. So if 14 million, for example, would have a 1 as the ones digit to signify that it's rolled.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Lewis steps up for his Jared Eshelman steps up. He gets the lucky roll in for the mode start, which he gets clean the car. This is ball 3. Clean the car used to be everybody's favorite because you would rip that spinner. Eric's spinners are awesome. Oh, I love when the spinners are juiced. I remember at the Beast, one of the Stars spinners was awful. So you had to go for the other one. I was like, oh, I got it right where I want it. I've got 4 stars lit. This is going to be juicy. And it went 3 times and I hit it dead on. I'm like, why, pinball gods? Why? But then, that's pinball again. So he starts it, gets the reject from a ricochet, goes straight down the middle. He's at 504,000. He is probably going to end up about third if everything went the way it normally does. Lewis starts his ball 3, has a flipper fumble, but gets the divine save to keep his ball going. Starts pawn shop multi-ball, gets the gimp payoff multiple times, starts his 2x bonus, gets his 2x bonus, starts briefcase multi-ball, has the 2x playfield, gets his last character, and he had multiple chances, just like everybody else has before, and he's unable to hit that cast chaos start, or the cast multi-ball. And he was going for it. He was aiming. He had like 6 or 7 times. I was trying to will it up there during the replay. I'm like, go up, give it to him. But unfortunately, he didn't get it. But he does finish with 1.6 million, leaving Jared August as player 4 to try and catch Jane or catch Lewis for second place. Remember, Jared had 4 points, Lewis 2, Jared Eshelman 1, and Jane 0. So it all shakes out where Jared August starts briefcase boogie multi-ball, but he gets a right out lane bounce and drains, ends up with 908,000 for his troubles. So after 2, you have after 2 games, you had Jared August in first with 5, Jane with 4, Lewis with 4, and Jared Eshelman with 1 through 2. So game 3 was the Game of Thrones that Eric is so infamously known for. Watch all his videos on Game of Thrones. You'll never go wrong. Like, he knows everything about it. I keep teasing him in Discord. I'm like, sell me your damn Game of Thrones LA. He's like, never. So any thoughts on Pulp Fiction before we move on to the next game?
No. It's great. Great tournament game. Looks like it was set up pretty, tough but fair. And yeah, Jane blew it up. So kudos.
Yeah, that's awesome. And again, just great play all weekend. Ray getting to Iron Throne. Jared with 16 million on Alien Star. Jane with 6.3. Also, Nate Grant beat what was the game? Sharky Shootout, or he got to like the final wizard mode on one of the pool games. So kudos to you, Nate. So now we are going to our third game. Very close match so far. It's anybody's game. If Jared August gets unfortunately Jared Eshelman could not win it, but it was 5-4-4-1. He could get tied for second at best. But we have Game of Thrones, the premium version with the upper playfield. I do like this one a lot. I know why people prefer the pro, but I do really like that upper playfield. It's one of the upper playfields in pinball that I enjoy. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it really adds a lot to the game. I wish I knew how to play the game better. But I know that you can get a lot accomplished in that upper playfield. And it's, fairly safe because you can't drain from up there. So
Yep. So with that said, we're going to go listen to Chuck Wirt's Minitorial on Game of Thrones Premium.
Start the joust before I piss myself. Let's learn some Game of Thrones Premium. Starting off, players typically choose Baratheon, Tyrell, or Martell. To start the game, to light modes, hit any major shot 3 times to light modes to start up the center ramp. You can start 2 modes at one time. You can either complete the modes doing the flashing shots in the lower playfield, or you can hit the 3 stand-ups on the upper playfield, then the loop-de-loop, and it will complete all modes at once. During single ball play, if you hit the 3 stand-up targets on the upper playfield, then shoot behind them, you will collect castles. Once you collect enough castles, you will start castle multi-ball. Down here in the lower playfield, the battering ram, if you hit this enough, that will start playfield multipliers for up to 5x playfield multipliers. Other multi-balls, you can shoot lock targets over here to light locks on the center ramp. Lock 3 balls up the center ramp, you'll start Blackwater multi-ball, which can be combined with up to 2 modes. Other multi-balls are wall multi-ball, qualified by shooting the kickback right here. Shoot that enough, and you'll qualify wall multi-ball on the right orbit. Winter has come multi-ball. Once you've qualified modes using shots, they will ice over. Once you hit those enough, they will start Winter has coming hurry-ups on any major shot. Collect 4 of those hurry-ups to start Winter has come multi-ball. If you've completed 4 modes, you will light Hand of the King mini wizard mode up the center ramp for very valuable scoring. Now into strategy. If you pick the Baratheon house, you will have a yellow center button lit that you can hit to light your outlane saves once per ball. Also, you can hit down the drop target bank over here as well as the kickback to work towards wall multi-ball. And once you're in there, it is worth 10x for Baratheon users. Tyrell, you will have a lit in lane, which will light shot multipliers all over the playfield. So always be rolling down a lit in lane with Tyrell, which you can switch with the flippers. If you are Martell, this is an orange button that you can use during multi-balls once per ball, where you will add a ball to play and restart your ball save in a multi-ball. That's Game of Thrones.
So, I mean, before that played, he was like, this is the only one I didn't edit. I was basically just like, I got to get this done in one take, and he did it. So what house do you normally choose?
So my competitive strategy, I know it's pretty one-dimensional, is choosing Martell for the Add-a-Ball and then just going straight for Blackwater multi-ball.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people use either, I know Stark is also a popular one, at least around me. Hitting that button, this action button, will finish a mode that you're in, but it will only award you 5 million points. So it's more of like kind of speed running modes to get to that Hand of the King mini wizard mode. Yeah, that's about the only two kind of strategies I'm familiar with.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely do it. Is Baratheon? Which one gives you the outlane save? Baratheon?
I think it's Baratheon.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because the houses also have perks, like passive perks, but they also have active perks. And so I know Baratheon has the Lord of Light, which is really helpful sometimes, because if you're like trying to shoot for the Blackwater multi-ball lock shots on the right and you're like one away, because there's a nice ball save on most of the copies I've played. It's such a hard pin. I'm glad people leave most of them on. I see a lot of people short plunge so they don't validate the play field, then hit it, and then their ball save gets activated, and then they can hit it again, and without hopefully ruining their chance at advancing towards Blackwater multi-ball. I know they were talking about in this finals how like having wall multi-ball is a strategy as well, because you can get, I think in the tutorials, like you can get up to 10x during it with, I forgot which house it is, Tyrell maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, so Jane picks Baratheon, just has a quick ball, nothing to write home about. Jared August comes up. I believe he chooses, I think Jane had like 5 million or something. I think he chooses Tyrell, but they were saying something else. No, it is Tyrell. So yeah, she has 9.9 million after her ball one. Jared has an amazing ball one. He gets Tyrell, he gets Blackwater stacked with 2 houses. And like you were saying, if you have Stark, you can get one of them done quickly. So I'm wondering, which is the hardest, Targaryen or Greyjoy? Because I know Greyjoy, you have to hit every shot. What's Targaryen? Hit that dragon 3 times, or?
I think, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't know is a perfectly acceptable answer, because I don't know either. Yeah. But I was thinking about it as you said. I'm like, I know there's one mode that if you could breeze through it, like the perk of Greyjoy is what it gives you the other house abilities for whatever house you're playing.
Yes, I think when you finish that mode, it gets you that perk.
See, that's awesome. So if you finish Greyjoy with Stark, do you then like get the perk of Greyjoy subsequently, like when you finish houses, or is it because you didn't choose Greyjoy at the beginning you don't get that perk? I'm pretty sure it's that, right?
I couldn't tell you how.
That sounds right. We're gonna roll with that. So, anyways, Jared does have, like I said, an amazing ball one. He gets an insane Lannister house finish. He's already got his replay going. Again, if you're watching the video format of this podcast, you'll see he hits his Iron Bank button, I think, to collect, and he gets, for all his troubles, look at that bonus, 76 million. He has about 19 million. Really sets the pace, which is funny because you're never too far ahead in Game of Thrones. Someone can always come back because the points on this stack like crazy. Foreshadowing moment there. So Lewis steps up, takes Lannister. I believe he takes Lannister. Unfortunately, as the announcers so eloquently put, the outlanes were hungry and they take him down. He ends up with, look at that, 170 points on the board. I think he hit one switch. And then luckily that's not what he ends up with, but he hits something here. It goes down. He gets his ball save. He's got 1,500. Again, thank you, Eric, for keeping the ball save very favorable during Pincinnati on this one. And he gets a sling, nudge, and he's done. So he ends up with 510,000, which is not a good ball one, but it can happen to anybody. So Jared Eshelman steps up. He's got Baratheon, and he has a quick ball. He ends up with a quick multi-ball, I believe. Or no, just quick ball, excuse me. 3.3 million. Jane comes up for ball 2, and she, hits a few things, does some of the deeds, and ends up with 58 million. For the scores in this, it's hard to say, oh, you've done this, this, and this, because one shot can get you 60 million. So it's not that it's a bad score comparative to her other players other than Jared August. It's just, in the grand scheme of things, you can probably make that up pretty quickly. So Jared August has his quick ball. He ends up with 631. So he had 618 million on ball 1, only gets 13 million on ball 2. Lewis Bevan's quick ball on his ball 2, 6.9 million. So his first 2 balls, very uneventful, unfortunately, especially for how well he was playing all weekend. So just, he gets snake bit sometimes. So Jared Eshelman steps up, gets very close to Hand of the King like Jared August. He gets 376 million for his ball. Thank you. For his ball 2. Ball 3. Jane ready to start Castle multi-ball. She gets it, but unfortunately, if I can pull it up, where is it? I think it's right here. But she does start her multi-ball, Castle multi-ball. Unfortunately, it is a everybody out of the pool sort of event, and there it is.
Oh.
She hit her Baratheon, unfortunately a little too late, and it was a straight down the middle, if you're not watching the footage, and then both balls meet and go to each outlane. They sort of converge on the middle of the playfield. Just very, very unfortunate, because Castle multi-ball is where you want to be. So 94 million for her. Jared August starts House of the King. Hand of the King. He was so close before on ball 2, and he gets 205 million, ends with 1.1 billion points to firmly cement his place at the top of the leaderboard on Game of Thrones. Lewis, they have a quick ball, unfortunately, and just 27 million for your troubles. Not the way you want to end the tournament. However, nothing bad can be said about Lewis's play. They just crushed it all weekend. Absolutely destroyed it. Just ran through qualifying with the hammer, and they absolutely made mincemeat of everybody to get to the final. So kudos to you, Lewis. You were awesome. And then Jared Eshelman comes on his ball 3. So he's got Hand of the King ready. He gets to the second phase of Hand of the King, which I have never seen. I'm sure someone's done it before. But it is masterful. And the scores that he's going up the middle, and it's like 60 million, 50 million, 57 million. And he's already at 1.16 billion. So he comes back to take first place, which gives him, especially against Jared August. Like, that's not, Jared Eshelman's obviously there for a reason. Yeah. So congratulations to Jared Eshelman, which gives him a 4. Jared August gets a 2. Jane gets 3rd with 1, and Lewis, they get 0 with the 4th place. So the way it ends up, Jared August in first with 7 points. Jared Ushelman and Jane are now tied for second, and Lewis is has 4 points, which he had second. So, we were trying to avoid that 0, but trust me, I had plenty of zeros, so it happens. And then Jane wins her tiebreaker on Cheetah. I'm not going to go over that because it's Cheetah. So nothing against Cheetah, Eric. But our finalists, our final winners for the Pincinnati 2024 championship, Jared August, again, with a ton of whoppers. We'll go over that right here. I will pull this up. Jared with 189.7 whoppers. Jane Verweiss, with 164. Jared Ushelman with 149. Lewis, they get 138.36. Rounding out your top 10, Preston Curry, Nate Grant, Ray Day, Christopher DeWitt Jr., Sean Davis, Sterling Matoska, and Travis Murray. I also want to give a big congratulations to Andy Pickens. I played with him now a couple.
Anvil.
Yeah. Anvil, partner on Twitch, really good streamer, really good guy. I met him at Pinball. He's come into my stream a couple times and talked, but it was nice to finally meet him and then got to play with him here. Man, he got 82 points finishing 12th, along with Ryan McQuaid, creative designer of the awesome homebrew Sonic Pinball. And hopefully his design comes out from American Pinball as well. So
that's a quick, sorry to interrupt you real quick.
No, you're good.
I know after qualifying, Andy Pickens had a tie break for the 8 seed to take the last bye. I think it was with Travis Murray, and they played Iron Maiden. I think it was a 1-ball tie break for the seed. And I know Andy had it wasn't a ideal ball. It was maybe like 1 to 2 million points. So it was looking pretty grim, and somehow was able to have that score stand, and he managed to take the 8 seed and the bye. So shout out to Andy, man. That was awesome to watch. We were all kind of cheering for him on Discord. So
that's super cool. Yeah,
that was awesome to see. Yeah,
I completely forgot about that. You're right, because I know Travis has been snake bit before at D82 on a play-in. Like I think it was on Paragon, and he flipped and got 1,000 points, and it's just and he also had the infamous 0 score. I think it was at TPF or somewhere, but yeah, a big congratulations to everybody that played. Andy, I'm super happy to see you really play strong. Not that you weren't before, but get some good whoppers. And then you see all the names you've seen before, creator of Pin Steps, Jockton played really well in 24th. And then there were B division winners as well. I apologize. I don't have those for you. I never forget about my B people usually, but unfortunately this time I did. So you are all winners. It's like that meme. You're all winners. But I want to give a quick rundown for the ladies. They had a different format this year. That's why I'm not going in depth because I like Amazing Race, but I want to. I guess you could just do the last 2, but I want to make sure we get everybody in. So I just didn't have time to cut the footage for the last 4. So Pincinnati Women's Amazing Race format, your top winner, Jane Verweiss with 61.61 points. Again, the fall season of Jane continues.
Yeah. What a run.
Yeah. It was an amazing run, and not that it's over, but she's just a really, you don't need to hear from me. Everybody knows, everybody's played with her. Just a great player, and I really enjoy seeing her strategies and other people's as well that can play at that top level to try and learn something. Deborah Tallman in second with 45.58. Who won Pinburg Women's? Was it Deborah?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think it was.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I think it was her, Zoe, somebody else, maybe Stephanie? No, Stephanie won Papa 21 Women's.
Yes.
But third was her Hot Nudge and Stern employee extraordinaire, marketing genius teammate, Rebecca Hinsdale, in third with 37.26, and Sam Arnold in fourth with 31.10. Congratulations, ladies. That was fun to get to see. And a good format, kind of switch things up. So final thoughts on Pincinnati. Again, Eric, I really, really appreciate all the hard work you put into it. I will be back as many times as I can if work and family time allow. I truly hope it continues to grow the way you want and be as smooth as you want. It was in a great location. The hotel was nice. It was nice to be inside the hotel where it was. That's always a plus. And yeah, I can't think of any more good things to say. Just give me a chance to waste money and give me a side tournament. Any thoughts on the play we saw?
No, yeah, it was really, really nice watching, 4 high-class players duke it out. It's always fun to see. Seemed like a great bank of games for finals, and I hope I can make it to the next one.
Yeah, I hope to see you there. It's a good time, and one day I will get my record above yours PvP. Just kidding. But yeah, kudos again to everybody. So that is going to end our Pincinnati segment. Right now, we're going to finish off with a game, as we try to usually do. In this game, we are going to build a card. I love these type of discussions. Before we get into the main, I'm going to go over the available options in the classics for INDISC 2025. The classics and main have been announced. High stakes has been announced. The bank there, again, high stakes, not Whopper format. Pin Clash head-to-head is Jaws. And we look forward to seeing everybody starting hopefully tomorrow. If you're in Vegas for a layover tomorrow, hit me up. I'll be there for 6 hours playing Planet Moolah and streaming it, hopefully, if the airport allows me. But can't wait. Can't wait to compete. Can't wait to see you, Joe, and get some time. Hopefully we get to do commentary together. That would be cool. Did you sign up?
Oh, yeah. I did. I tried to put my name down for as many spots as I could, but I have to keep Sunday open because my Washington Commanders are playing, and with the time difference, I think they start at noon in California.
Yep.
So I'm gonna be glued to my iPad probably in the tournament room somewhere. You'll see me with my my Jaden Daniels jersey on.
I don't blame you. What a run the Commanders have had. You get rid of Dan Snyder, and all of a sudden you're amazing.
Oh yeah,
great draft. Yeah, great draft. So quick backstory. I moved from California to Maryland as a kid. I was 10 years old. It was the worst move for me because I was surfing in Santa Cruz, and then I'm in the cornfields in Maryland. So I've always had a disdain for Maryland itself and the sports teams. However, I did enjoy my time with the George Michael Sports Machine, watching Joe Gibbs, and seeing the Redskins Commanders grow. And they have been through a long history of mediocrity, and it's nice to see their fans get rewarded, like when the Nationals did well. They're still waiting for the Wizards to do well. The Capitals have been good,
they're playing great right now too with the Caps. Yeah.
So watching Jaden Daniels ball out on his rookie year, and you see like all these posts about where his stats rank, and it's like the score, the post was the city of Philly being all serious, and then there's just Jaden Daniels having fun. Like, it's just funny to see. Like, everybody's all serious. So good luck. I hope your home team wins. I've had some unfortunate depression with the Niners getting to the dance and never finishing it off, but hopefully someone can take down Mahomes. As long as Mahomes doesn't win, I'm good. They've had their time.
I agree.
So
agreed.
With this Classics Bank at INDISC, it is a card format. You get your 5 best scores. I did my best, which was like 120th last year in Classics, but I think I have a better approach this year now that we've had a year of play. So here are the pins for the Classics Bank: X's and O's, 9-ball, Big Game, Astronaut, 8-ball Champ, Alien Star, Monaco, Flash Gordon, Victory, Trident, OXO, Comet, Spirit, Hot Doggin, Wild Card, Joker Poker, Frontier, and Prospector. I will let you go first. Why don't you pick the first game that you would put on your card, whether it's your strongest, and maybe you want to go through the strategy for our listeners of card format. What are you trying to do first? Pick your strongest game, or maybe pick your weakest, and if you do well, then go from there.
Yeah, I like to start with one of my stronger games, just so I know whether or not the card is going to be worth pursuing. I know sometimes like maybe I'll throw a flyer out on a game one on something that I'm maybe not too confident on, but I usually like to start strong and then go from there. With that said, I do like Frontier definitely sticks out, and I think Joker Poker. Those two really are games that I feel a little comfortable with playing.
Yeah, I'm all about the Kenny Rogers roasters. I think Frontier is my pick too. I've loved playing it at the tournaments. I fell in love with it at District 82. The only other one that I really like as a first game is probably Hot Doggin'. It has a special place in my heart because I own a skate ball, and I think the back glasses tell a canon story together. I feel like the guy from Skateball finished his time in California and went skiing, and now he's on Hot Doggin'. So, but I do like Hot Doggin' because I like the wide body. I feel a little safe with some of the feeds returning. It's really hard to get that shot that you need at the top left. But Frontier, if the tap pass is working, hit the drops and rip that spinner. So I don't think that's a bad choice. I think for my second game, I probably go Flash Gordon. I'm really a lot more comfortable with that now. And I think if I'm going to start off strong with 2, I go with the tried and true Flash Gordon. I know in match play, your strategy might be different. If everybody's scores are kind of middling, you might not need to go for the drops on the right, the bonus. You might just try to get up top or, hit the drops on the left and light one of the spinners and go from there. But I think Flash Gordon plays quick, so I'll know if I need to void and requeue. But I think a score of like 800, 900,000 should be good to keep you somewhere there. What about you for game number 2?
Yeah, game 2. If I'm sticking with game 1 is Frontier, I think I'm going to go Joker Poker.
Yeah.
I really like the rule set on that game, and hitting those drops, and plus it's just fun to play.
Yeah, I've had some time on it. I need to go back and look at. I think I played it on stream before at a tournament, so I need to go back, see what I did wrong. But yeah, I think that's another solid choice. What's your game 3?
See, game 3, I do like Flash Gordon, but I'm a little scared of playing. I think it was in the Classics Bank last year as well. Am I wrong? Or do you remember?
I don't remember
I vaguely remember.
I don't remember it
being
there. I know it was in the UK Open. I know it was at the Beast. I know it was at Papa 21. I feel like it was maybe.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of the Beast then. Okay. I just remember shielding my eyes because the flash would catch me off guard sometimes.
Yeah. Good pick. Yeah, if you're going Flash Gordon 3, yeah. So
let's do Flash Gordon.
I think third for me, I'm going. Man, this is hard. I think I'm going to go Alien Star. After watching Jared blow it up at Pincinnati, I've got a much better handle of the strategy I should be doing, and I don't think I'm uncomfortable with it. My first ever tournament, big one, was Expo 2021, the first one post-COVID, and I put up a score that held for the top in the classics there for an hour or two, so I was happy. I think I'll try to relive that glory. How about you?
Nice. Do you like trying to shats that right in lane to rip the spinner?
I do.
Do you go for multi-ball?
I do like the shat strategy. I think if it's not falling for me, I'm going multi-ball all the way. Depending on where my multiplier is on the left scoop, I'm probably going to play a few cards where I just go multi-ball first. And then if that's working, stick with it. Otherwise, practice the shats because up, depending also, what's blocking the in lane. If it goes up and over, is there going to be something to help bounce it back in, or is it going to go up and over? So I know the strategy is shats, but I had a lot of success with the multi-ball strategy. And I think that's the way to go too, because you get a good 5X, just hope you get it down the in lane and rip that spinner once. You're at a few 100,000 points right away. I guess I'll go for game 4. I think game 4, I'm probably doing, what's my bank so far? It's Frontier, Hot Doggin', Flash Gordon, and Alien Star.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you Game 4, sorry.
Oh, sure, yeah. I think I like Comet. Comet's just a cool game. I think that was one that I played for the first time at also District 82. But we got one here locally or semi-locally down in Fredericksburg that I really enjoyed playing, and getting those top lanes lit to get your was it 5x going, and then shooting that million shot can be pretty good rush.
Yeah, I don't think you're off base at all. I think that's my 5th too. That once you hit that million, you've already vaulted yourself probably past 60% of the field.
Right.
And if you can find, I know the shot to the left, Comet is the one with the orange loop-de-loop ramp on the top left.
On the top left, yes.
Yeah, because it's hard to get it all the way around, so you can get the rollover lanes.
Top lanes.
So you get your multiplier for the playfield. It's like 20 seconds or something. But I love Comet. I think it's a great player. Even with lightning flippers at District 82, it was just a lot of fun. I just vividly remember those orange rubbers or orange flippers and having a good time. I'm not confident on X's and O's. I think, is that the one where the skill shot is like timed and everybody has to rush?
Yeah, it's timed. It was in the main bank last year.
Okay.
Shout out Preston. I know we joked about keeping it on my card, and I don't think I think I only played it like once or twice. But it's a good game. It's a good one if you can get a hold of it.
I wish it had been Mystic instead, because I like Mystic a lot, but beggars can't be choosers. So what's your last? Was your last game? No, it wasn't Comet, right?
Yeah, no, that was game 4. My last game. Let's go with Prospector.
Okay.
Prospector's a fun one. One of the local guys near me has one in his personal collection, and I was able to put some time on it in the last year, and it's also just a very fun game. Collecting the silver and gold, and then it's just fun to shoot. I'm curious how the copy will play, but I'm sure it'll play great.
Yeah, I'm wondering about Prospector. Is that the one with the Laurel and Hardy on it?
I don't know. Are those the names of the
characters from the Honeymooners?
It's possible. I don't know if
I'm trying to remember, because I remember
maybe.
I feel like I played this when I started streaming virtual pinball, which is how I got into pinball.
Okay.
And I really liked it. Is there like a silver and gold spinner?
Yeah, there's 2 spinners in the middle.
Okay.
And then there's like a scoop in the center, and then it's got that kind of like almost like a. Oh, I'm pulling up the playfield right now.
Yeah, no worries. You're good. You're good. I think
it's like that, like not really a candy cane, but like it kind of has like a scoop that the ball just falls into, and then it'll kick it back out.
Gotcha.
Into the pops.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Nice. Yay. Can't hate on that. I think I've played that before. I may look at that one too, because I think if you can get the right setup, your spinners are just worth a lot going into it. So what game are you definitely not playing? I'll start off. I had known nothing about Spirit. I think it's rare. It usually sells for like 10K, and this will be foreshadowing into the main bank, because there's a very, very rare pin. If you want to play some very unique titles, please come to INDISC and support the tournament. They're going to have something rare for you to play, and the free play section is open as well. I think you'll be glad you did. So I have no clue how to play Spirit. Victory as well. What about you?
Yeah, there's a few games on here that I'm not very well versed on or have even seen in real life, but I don't know. I've never really had success playing 9-ball, so I'll probably avoid that one. And Trident. I'm just not a big fan of Trident.
I don't blame you one bit. It's got a crazy layout. So those are the classics. What we're going to do now is go to this tier maker. So in the show notes, in the video description, and hopefully in the podcast description, make sure you check out the Pinball Network on all your podcast feeds, specifically Spotify if possible. I think you'll get all our episodes there. Thank you, Zach and the crew at the Pinball Network, for allowing me to post them there. we have our tier maker. This is our game for the main open. So this open has, as some people have called it, the most scuffed bank ever. But scuff is also a term for, cool controller stuff. But I'm floored at this bank. I hope some of these don't last, and I hope some of these last the whole time. But my initial thoughts are they went wild. I was hoping for maybe a different modern or two, but this is maybe their way of trying to nerf all the top tier players and give them a chance to not spend 30 minutes on Bond, an hour on Godzilla. We'll see, because your moderns are crazy. So I'm going to go through the list of pins. Again, you can make your own card here. I had a live vote when I was prepping it to see which ones people were putting. But these are your games. Bone Busters. Richie Terry is going to have a strong advantage there. Bow and Arrow. We saw that at the Worlds last year, which was fun to watch, and now I know the strategy. Circus Voltaire, I'm definitely on board with. I liked it at the Beast. I like the pin itself. I think it's fair, and I think it gives everybody a shot. Cyclone, another tough one. Deadly Weapon, I've never played. Is that Lethal Weapon, or is that just something different?
No, I think it's probably Lethal Weapon coded, but I think it's yeah, I know the backlash art's very
okay, so it's not Lethal Weapon 3. I
to
was like,
Weapon.
is this like an alternate?
No.
Okay. Never played Deadly Weapon, so I don't know what to expect there. Escape from the Lost World, never played that. Sega Godzilla, played it at Starfighters. Yeah, okay. It's like multi-ball focus. Like it feels like a JJP ancestor. Guardians of the Galaxy Pro, I'm cool with that. That's a good one. Grand Lizard, I'm cool with that. I love that one. Jaws, that's a Keith Elwin. Give it to me all day. Johnny Mnemonic, solid choice. The Lost World, the worst mech in all of pinball, that stupid egg. Toss it out. Labyrinth, extremely hard. Playing it at the UK Open was an eye-opener. This is Carl's copy. Obviously, he's going to have a home field advantage with that one, but it's going to hurt a lot of people. One of my favorite classic stars, I think this is going to be on all my cards, because if I can find the shot for the spinners, I know it can kill you, but man, if you could find that one shot on the spinners and just try to stay up all day, I think there's enough blockage of the outlanes. It also depends on how tight the tilt is, and if the spinners are nice, unlike the beast ones, I will keep this on my card. I really like stars. I've always done decent on it, to be honest. Teed off, get out of here. Time Fantasy, no thanks. Xenon, okay, you're cool. Galactic Tank Force, this won't last the tournament. America's Most Haunted, never played it. Elton John, a flow monster. It's going to eat a lot of people up, but it's also the top players are going to crush it, because I've always seen them crush it, especially at Papa 21. So I don't know how to play it. I know the basics, but it probably won't make my card. And then the one I was foreshadowing, Kingpin. Extremely rare. One of Capcom's prototypes that never fully came out. There's 10 in the world, 5 in the world, something like that. But Kingpin is going to be is going to be at INDISC. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, it's a very eclectic lineup. Yeah. It's definitely got a lot of people kind of scratching their heads, and I think rightfully so. There's 2 LCD games in the entire bank, and they're the 2 Modern Sterns and Jaws and Guardians. And if they play like the what was it last year, Bond and Stranger Things did, they're going to be set up very tough.
Yeah.
So expect. I know those are probably 2 of the games that people are most familiar with, but I know Jim and team are going to tweak them just enough so that they'll make people kind of relearn how they play the game or rethink how they play the game.
Yeah, it's I think there's variety for variety's sake. I think sometimes you can step over the line a little. I think this stepped over the line a little too much, but everybody's in the same position, everybody's got a chance, and maybe this works out. Maybe we get down there and you and me get a bye. It's like, maybe something great happens. But I will. I was very surprised when we were doing trivia. I was like, okay, here's Bone Busters, here's this. How many moderns do we have? How many? I was like expecting Flintstones, no Harlem. Hoops is in the women's. The women's bank is awesome. They got Paragon.
The women's bank is really good.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so jealous. I always tell my wife, man, I wish I could play in the women's bank. They got all the good pins. So yeah. And then High Stakes has Mystery Castle, which was a fun one in the main. Argosy is in the women's, I believe. I wanted to play that, but thank you to everybody bringing the pins. I don't want to make this sound ungrateful. It's just surprising only because I've never seen a tournament lineup like this. I'll go first on this one. My first pin I would pick is Circus Voltaire. I think that is what I'm comfortable with, and playing it at the Beast, I feel like I've got the rule set down and the approach down. What do you think of your first one?
Yeah. I really like Labyrinth. I'm going to put that in there. We had one on location near me, and it was one of my go-to games to pick for competitive play. I just feel very comfortable with the shots. I know that's maybe an uncommon first choice, but yeah, I hope. I mean, I know it's going to play well. You said it was Carl's copy.
Yeah.
I watched him
Battle
on stream playing that same copy many times, and yeah, I'm excited to play it.
What is your strategy? You don't have to give everything because you want to keep something to yourself, but like, are you looking for modes first? Are you prepping your friends?
Yeah, no. I think going through the modes and then getting 3 modes in a row on the same row will qualify your Poison Peach mode. So usually that's kind of the goal for me to play it.
Nice. Yeah. For Circus Voltaire, I generally try to get through 2 ringmasters first, and at the same time, if I can, prep either the juggler multi-ball or the high wire, and then go into ball of ringmaster 3, which I think is the frenzy mode. I don't remember if you can stack them, but that gets you 3 million points for the first 2 ringmasters, I believe. And then if you get into the multi-ball, you get into the multi-ball, and the wizard mode's super cool because there's like 4 phases. Not that I've ever done it on stream, but it's a fun pin. As long as I think they turn on virtual lock, so we don't have to worry about the ringmaster. Sometimes it like messes up, and then the ball just like ends up on top and doesn't come down. Not the way it's supposed to, but it's like stuck somehow, and then it rolls straight down the middle. But I like Circus Voltaire a lot. Okay, so number 2, I'm going to go with my boy Stars. I really think this is the time for me to own it and make it my own as far as getting a good score. It's very risky. The classics are always risky. Last year, I had the top score in Harlem as my first game. I got over 2 million. And I said, if I can just get a good score on blackjack, I have a chance to make the playoffs. And I got a 0. And then on Flintstones, I got a 0. And then on something else, I got a 20 and then another 0. So a 200 went from almost making in the playoffs to not doing it. And I think people were giving me advice like you shouldn't play too many risky ones because, yes, you could hit lightning 5 times, but you've got to hit the bonds, the jawses, and stuff like that. What do you think for your second game?
Yeah. Second game, I might throw a flyer out on Jurassic Park Lost World.
Okay.
I think I don't know. I've watched gameplay video on this. I know Alexander Kaczmarczyk has a pretty good video online on YouTube of him just playing, just kind of going multi-ball all day. But I don't know. It looks like an approachable game. We'll see how it plays, but I'm sure that'll change quickly after playing it once or twice. We'll see.
Hey, that's a solid strategy. I'm down for it. I think I'm going Jaws on number 3. I want a tried and true Stern. I was thinking Galaxy, but I think Guardians of the Galaxy, but I think I'm better at Jaws. I've seen a couple of the Wizard modes. Not that this copy is going to play easy, but I think my thoughts are, I don't know. You get in the 9 digits, like maybe 200, 300 million, you're probably have enough to be at the base of the cut line for playoffs. So it seems feasible. How about you?
Sure. I might. I think I'm gonna look at Johnny Mnemonic. Yeah, I don't know. I'll see how that game kind of plays, but I like how flowy it can be.
Yeah, that's a great one. I think that's gonna be like Demolition Man. I think was that there last year? Yeah, that was a very popular one. I remember the queues being like 90 minutes or something crazy. So, pro tip: get as many cards as you can in before Saturday night.
Oh yeah,
because man, those queues are long, and you're not going to have a chance. So, if you are playing in Classics Target Match Play on Thursday, do your best to get some entries in on the modern on the main while you're waiting in between rounds, if you can, because it is what it is. You don't want to ruin a card because you got to go play CTMP, but it might be a good time for that. And there's a lot of people that come in Friday and not Thursday, so get in. Number 4, I'm going to go... Grand Lizard. I think at Pinburgh, I really learned a lot from Jordan DeShane and El Rucco playing it, and I like I like my confidence in it. I like the opportunity to get to the multi-ball and do some damage. Do I hope that no one else does? Yes. Will they? Yes. But get me, I forgot what the good scores were. I think it was like 1 million, 2 million, something like that. Get me 7 digits, and I think I've got a chance. How about you?
Yeah, that's a great pick. I think I definitely want Grand Lizard in the mix somewhere, maybe somewhere in the middle, maybe not necessarily the 4th pick, but for the sake of variety, I'll put Guardians in there. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Solid
just
choice.
To have a Stern.
Yeah, you gotta have one Stern, I guess. It is a Stern Pro Circuit event. Yeah, really, really good pin. Do you start with Quill? Do you start with Antiquities? What do you do?
I think I usually start with the Yaka arrow, just because the shots to the pops count towards mode shots. And then from there, just build my multi-ball progress, either through Orb or Groot. And then I usually go Antiquities next to get that Orb going.
Do you drain right away when you start Yaka and then plunge again so you get the...
Sometimes it will. I have a feeling the ball saves maybe will be shortened or off, so I don't know if we'll be able to do that here. But
bye $20.
Normally, yeah, I won't be the one to find that out.
Yeah, that's funny. I was thinking of that. All right, my last one. For fun, I'm gonna say Kingpin, but I'm not gonna put it there. But I do want a couple cards with Kingpin. It's so rare, I gotta play it.
Yep.
Will it make it on my final card? If the rest of the card sucks and I somehow blow up Kingpin, yeah. But I'm gonna say Kingpin is honorable mention, but I'm probably going with I don't know these. I'll probably go with Xenon, I think. I know Xenon a little bit. It's the one pin I've beat Carlos on in my entire career. So I'll go back to it and hope hope lightning strikes twice and the well hasn't run dry. I like it a lot as a pin. It's been in a few tournaments that I played. I'm comfortable with it enough where I don't feel like it's too risky, like a bow and arrow or something older that may snake bite me, like Cyclone or golden arrow or bow and arrow. Excuse me. So, what is your number 5?
Yeah, as much as I would like to put a Gottlieb in here, like a Teed Off or a Bone Busters, I don't know about spending $20 to learn the games on the fly. So
that's expensive. That's an expensive game.
Expensive lessons. Yeah. I'm gonna throw. I'll put Cyclone in there. I think just from familiarity with the game.
Awesome. So there is our possible card for INDISC 2025, the main. We invite you all to click the link in the show notes wherever you are, or message me and I will DM you the link. You can make your own card. It's on tiermaker.com. I think you can search just INDISC and it'll show up. IND as in David, IS as in Sam, C as in cat. And that's it. That is our big game finale as we head into the competitive season, the start. Once again, thank you to everybody that's hosting these tournaments, running them. Your hard work is not without appreciation. Sometimes it's a thankless job. I thank you very much. I know Joe feels the same. And we look forward to a healthy, happy 2025 wherever you are. Good luck to everybody. Hope to see you at INDISC. Hope to see you at Starfighters. Any local regional tournament you want to discuss, please email us at wizardsandwarriorspodcast@gmail.com. Joe, any final thoughts?
Yeah, no, another great episode, Hadi. Yeah, I hope to see everyone in INDISC. Feel free to come up and say hi. We'd love to chat pinball and, see how y'all are doing.
Tell me all your secrets, everyone. But anyways, this has been episode 5, Wizards and Warriors, and we'll see y'all later.
See you guys.
The lights are flashing, the bells are ringing. I step up to the table, my heart is singing. The crowd is watching, the tension is high. I'm ready to play, it's time to defy it. Pinball warriors, we're ready to fight. Multi-ball madness, it's hard to lie. Uppers and flippers, we're in control. Pinball wizards, we've got the soul. Ball rolling, chasing the light. People fingers dancing, the arcade's alive. But flippers respond to my every command. In the pinball kingdom, I make my stand. Pinball warriors, we're ready to fight. Multi-ball madness, it's hard to lie. Uppers and flippers, we're in control. Pinball wizards, we got the soul.